finish line. Seatbelt, fast whips, got a win in mind. See me when I skirt off, ain't no 10 in mine. Friends keep saying slow down, should've seen the signs. Riding down the street road, where we going, I don't know. God, please protect me, I'm halfway home. Take the wheel right now, I let go. Thinking about the ones to let go. I thought by now you forgive me. No, it's not easy forgiving. Found a new reason for living. Nice says, making noise, all I hear him say. Bad cards all the time. Took the hand I was dealt, gotta let it shine. What? Yeah. Tell me where to sign. I'll give it all away for some peace of mind. Cause life fading slowly. They got a second chance waiting for it. In disbelief, we ain't been living holy. In disbelief, we ain't been living holy. I thought by now you forgive me. No, it's not easy forgiving. Found a new reason for living. Nice says, making noise, all I hear him say. Then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. We already know that we the coldest. Watch me heat it up, let me focus.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah. My coffee in the big time, yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Oh, I got myself a cup of coffee in the big times, folks, and we got some things to talk about today, folks. Camp is underway. New York Yankee baseball is officially back, and I'm ready to rock, and I'm ready to roll, baby. I'm here with the one and only Kev.
Thank you. Well,
Okay.
sorry. You hear me now?
I hear
Okay,
you.
sorry. I thought I was muted. I wanted to start off by saying
Smacky the likey, hitty the subby.
we got already 100 plus in here right away. Fuego on a Wednesday evening. Happy Bearded Wednesday for those of you who love beards, and for if you don't like beards, then you were born to be a Yankee. But
Give me
we're
something for the pain and let me die.
yes, the bearded Yankees.
Give me some of the pain. Let me die.
Please let it die. Let it
Pete,
die.
I don't know if you really want to start off right away there, because I
I
mean
mean, we could.
Devin Williams is the picture of the live
Fam,
tonight. So
we could jump right into this. Is NY Sports 12 says, "Sup NYYU family, let the men grow beards." We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the men growing beards. Okay, it's excuse me. It's interesting. It really
big topic
is.
today.
And you know, we're gonna see what happens here with this whole bearded thing. But the first thing I gotta do, I gotta show this, guys. Look at this. Take a look at it. This is scary. So you might want to cover your eyes a little bit. Let's take a look. This is Devin Williams.
You are fake news.
that's not Devin.
Is that Devin? I don't even think that's Devin Williams.
That's Lou Vega from Mambo Number 5. That's not. That's
1, 2,
2,
3,
3, 4, 5.
You remember? Do you remember? I don't know. Now you probably do remember this. You remember the Yankee remix?
Nah.
You don't remember that? 1, 2, 3 out of 4 World Series wins. Gonna win us some more. You know, I'm talking about my favorite team. It's the New York. You don't remember that?
No, I don't. I
Nah,
don't.
come on,
Not for
man.
real. I don't. I was in DR, so we didn't get the Yankee
doing this
version.
since Garrick and Ruth, Mental and DiMaggio, na.
I can't believe they
for
made a
real.
Yankee remix to that.
Yeah, that's my shit. I remember that back in when the Yankees were the Yankee Mambo. That's what it was called.
The Yankee Mambo.
Oh, say less.
That's
All
right.
right, chat. If you remember that, go ahead and smack that like.
Chat, yeah, hit ones. Hit a 1 if you remember that. Hit a 2 if you're like, Pete, what the hell are you talking about? And maybe you dreamed
What are
this,
you
Pete.
talking about? But what are you
Cup of
drinking?
coffee.
Tea?
Well, look, I
A
don't
cup
wanna,
of coffee at 9:00? What time are you trying to go to bed? 1 a.m.?
Kev, I don't, 1 a.m. That would be amazing for me to go to bed at 1. But a lot of, got 1s and 2s. Somebody go on YouTube right now and type in Yankee Mambo and see what comes up. And you're going to say, wow, Pete got me on this one. But it's real. It's 100% real. But I did the frother today. We don't got to go there. We don't got to go there with the whole frother thing, folks. Calm down, all right?
A river of ejaculate. A volume I have never seen before. Guys, if you don't follow us on IG, go ahead. The reels of some of the stuff that come up here are amazing. So
David Douglas says Devin looks like Mario. What does everybody? Apparently, everybody does. According to most people out there, for whatever the hell reason, apparently everybody in planet Earth looks
fuck
like
it. Why not?
damn child. But with that being said, folks, let's discuss this whole facial hair policy madness. Everybody's talking about this today because there's a major difference. Like Devin Williams had the beard and it looked good. It looked fine. He doesn't have a Johnny Damon. He doesn't have a Brendan Marsh where it's just an absolute mess of a beard. He had a well-trimmed, neat beard that, folks, anybody could go into a professional job with and nobody's going to look at him and go, man, he looks a little sloppy. He looks normal. He looks fine for the time and age we're living in of 2025. Shout out to some of the Yankee beat writers who also called this out today. I don't know how much of a fuss they'll make about it, but they were like, it's an old and kind of out of touch rule. I think we feel the same way. We've kind of been on this for a while now that this rule just needs to go.
I mean, we have beards. And you shave it sometimes, and
I do.
I don't know how you feel. Like
horrible. I feel like a child. Like I'm a baby.
Imagine having to shave every 2-3 days. And now, granted, there's the people out there who says, grow up, deal with it. The Yankees pay your paychecks, or you choose to play with the Yankees. That's not always the case because Devin was traded to the Yankees. And then somebody told me, well, he shouldn't then tell him not to show up. What kind of message are you sending as a professional baseball player that you're willing to take the rules, but that doesn't mean you have to be quiet about it? I mean, and not saying that Devin has said anything, but if Devin has rocked the beard for over 5 years, that's part of his identity, and that's kind of who he is. I don't know why we're taking anything away. I get it when the rule was implemented. The boss, George Steinbrenner, took over the team. It was the 70s. Remember the Vietnam War and all the hippies and all the crazy drugs, and people were looking sloppy and all that. I understand why. And he wanted to protect the uniform. So we're saying make an adjustment. Maybe the beard that I have is too thick. I agree. Maybe make it half an inch on the beard. And then on the hair, nothing longer than the neck, so it doesn't cover the uniform. That's an amendment that you can make to the rule, and it's just keeping it clear. You have to have meaning you have to go to the barber shop every week, or a barber comes in and shapes you up every week. You're not gonna be looking all musty out there, whatever the case may be. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I don't think that's that far fetched.
Well maintenance, and I mean the majority of players you look around the league, they are well maintenance. You could point out the guys where it's like, man, he's scruffy looking. Like, this dude looks really bummy. He looks beat up. Like, you don't really see that. And to me, I mean, I see some of the comments that people are leaving. It's not really I think I seen like maybe 1 or 2 comments of saying keep the rule. But Chris Silva says, Dímelo, Platino Pete. And Kev, que lo que? What's up, brother? How you doing, fam? But look, man, I'll say this. I'm sorry, but to me, it just has to go. Look, the minute the New York, and look, the rule of the Yankees jersey is just as old as the rule with taking, keeping it clean shaven and all that. The minute Hal Steinbrenner said, well, if we got some money coming in, go ahead and just throw a logo on that, a non-Yankee logo on that jersey. In my opinion, the minute that was done, all that shit goes out the window. Correct. Because you already stepped on what the legacy was left of. There's no name on the jersey. There's only the Yankee stuff on the jersey. Well, when you put the logo for the insurance company, whatever the hell it's called again, Star Insurance, you put it on there. To me, right then and there, you should have said, well, if we're going to do this, how about we ease up on that facial hair policy a little bit, and we can do our own thing, but just make it make sense.
Correct. And I don't know how the MLB allowed even the stickers on the helmets for the playoffs. I was really upset about that because it's like, well, how much more money do you want? You have all the advertisements in the world on the stadium, and you can brought to you by when you hear how many times you hear it down during a game. Like, do we really need fucking more patches and stuff like that? And that's my point. If you're gonna be, remember what I said?
Yeah.
90s Yankees, the button-up guys, but they took
Yeah.
care of business and
Yeah.
they won. If you're gonna carry yourself as that type of Yankee, then you gotta walk the walk and talk the talk, meaning you gotta win and you gotta carry yourself and play Yankee baseball. That hasn't been the case in the last couple of years. We were told the fundamentals and we were making this a narrative. I got blocked on Twitter by beat writers because I quote tweeted their own tweets about talking about fundamentals. They're in the
Facts,
season.
exactly. That's right.
So, and then now, what did the Yankees do? Oh, run prevention and get better on defense. How many times did we hear Hal talk about defense? So, are we wrong? Are we incorrect? So, I mean, as much, it's not to toot our own horn, but it's like we sit here and we point out the obvious, and the Yankees kind of tell us in their face that we're wrong, and then they end up doing the same thing that we were talking about anyway.
Yep. I agree. And that's my whole thing, man. It's, a lot of times I remember when I would, ask my dad about this. My dad is in his early 70s. And, you would think back to I wasn't born in the 60s, 70s, 80s. My father lived through it. But when you had a beard back then, it wasn't professional.
Correct.
A beard then wasn't seen as professional. My dad, I remember the first time I asked my dad, he said, what do you think? You're in a biker gang? I mean, that's like, it was kind of like that thing. Like if you watch The Bronx Tale, when the bikers show up, what do they look like? They got scruffy beards. They look dirty because they have beards. It's a different time. I mean, look, I'm all for having certain rules that kind of make you stand out from everything else. I understand that and I get that. But things do change with time. This is one of the things that change with time. I'm sorry. If you go to a bank, I worked in a bank for 12 years. If you go to anywhere, you got lawyers and judges. Judges that have beards, that are clean-shaven beards, and look nice.
Our vice president has a beard.
The vice president of the United States has a beard. You mean to tell me a New York Yankee, a professional athlete? Matter of fact, all the shit these guys deal with as it is, being in New York or having to hit 98 every single day. You mean to tell me before they get in the field, the beard gotta go. The beard gotta go. Like it's gotta come off. I'll say this. I know this. My neck around here, I would hate to shave all the time because I break out. When I shave close, I break out a little bit. So that's why I try to keep my beard at all times. And if I do take it off, I buzz it off. I don't really ever shave my neck. I break out. Even if I go to the barbershop and they do give a shape up, under here breaks out a bit. It's just a normal thing with my skin.
It's
just stupid. It just really it doesn't make sense
archaic.
In today's time.
It's old.
That's it. It's old. It really is. It's old. That's it.
I understand why it was implemented. Like we already touched base on that, but at the times, like we're saying, it's just different. It's also part of some of these guys' identity. You're not covering the uniform. I'm okay with it because I like the no names on the back because it is about the name on the front. It is about the name in the front.
I like the idea of that.
Yeah, I like that. And if you don't want to cover, it makes sense. Then you keep the beard to a standard, and the hair doesn't go lower than the neckline right here, so it doesn't cover the jersey. That's the reason why. But to sit here and say we're the New York Yankees, you got to shave the beard, but we're not willing to go over $1 million over the luxury tax of Cone for a lefty reliever. I am sorry, you're not going to sell that to me, and that's where I draw the line. It's done. You guys have changed yourself and how you operate, so it's time to get here with the times. Let these guys rock. Imagine if we get Tatis and we make him shave, bro.
You can't.
Come on, bro. Like
you can't.
What are we doing, man? Like,
and I'm gonna put it in the chat right now, guys. I'm gonna throw a poll out there. I really want to see what you guys think about this. If they should change the facial hair policy or not. It's a simple yes or no. again, I don't want anybody to see this as Pete and Kev are against, Yankee rules and legacy of the New York Yankees. I don't think the facial hair policy has anything to do with the legacy of the Yankees. I'm sorry. See what Kev said before when he's like, the no names in the back was meant there. There's a symbolism there. It's about what's on your chest.
Correct.
And that is the insignia, the NY insignia right there. That I understand. That makes sense. But to simply say, well, it's not the Yankee way, it's like, it was just a past rule that just didn't make sense anymore with time. As time moved on, it doesn't make sense. And as Kev just said, the reason why Devin Williams is being talked about right now is because the beard made him actually look better. Like, if you look at Devin Williams now, the reason people had a bit of it wasn't an uproar like people are, picket signs outside of Yankee Stadium. But they saw and everybody was like, oh man, that's, the kids nowadays use the term aura. Aura's the big thing. They're like, oh, his aura's gone now.
Negative 5,000 aura.
Negative 5,000 aura. It's weird. It's like it doesn't look
Noah's
the
laughing.
same anymore.
That's the first thing Noah said to me.
Know.
The kid, my son Noah, the first thing he told me why he took his beard off. Like he lost aura, and you're right, and maybe listen, do we think that guy is not going to be able to pitch in New York because of that? No, but that's one extra thing on a person's mind to have to accumulate to a new team, you're essentially coming to a new team, and then you got to deal with kind of like a new identity. You look at yourself in the mirror every day, you don't love how you look. Yeah, some of the times you don't care, you become robotic, but it still bothers you. We shouldn't. I'm just saying we shouldn't even have to think about that. Look at Carlos Rodon, his wife too. She made comments. I'm like, I can't get used to not seeing him without a beard. I mean, why are we making even families like you know what I'm saying? I think it may sound like we're making it a big deal, but it's like we're trying to make you understand. It's time to change, man. It's kind of old.
That's all there is. To me, that's the bottom line.
I love the New York Yankees. Right.
Of course.
But let's say they would offer me a money to go work for the company, but I have to shave my beard. I don't think I would do it. I've shaved my beard twice in my life, and I don't like how I look. And
you don't want to see Kev without the beard. Trust me. He sent me this. I'll never share this. I'll never share this picture with. I promised him. I'm like, I'll never share this picture with anybody. To the point.
It's a sticker.
I still to this day don't believe it's him.
I look like my uncle. I look like my uncles, and that's even. I did it now after I'm a big stocky motherfucker, and I did it when I was skinny, and it doesn't matter. I don't like how I look without a beard, and it's part of my identity. And I think some people look. Luis Hill had a little. He had the dreads he had it on, the extensions, and it looked fire. I'm like, wouldn't it be nice to see this guy win the Rookie of the Year, come this year with a little different hairstyle, going out there? Like, it's still it's extra sauce to what we're talking about. At the end of the day, adds to chemistry and bravado, and it adds to the team identity. And I think we're taking it away. Oh, the Yankee identity is to be clean shaven, button up, and blue collar. They don't play that baseball that way, and they don't carry themselves that way. That's why I have an issue.
And again, as NY Sports fan says, Hal should make this his team. Time for a change. Also, right now, based on the poll, we got 95 votes thus far. 72% say yes, change it. And yeah, look, I think Alex brings up a good point too. You let them be themselves, and it loosens them up a bit. You know what? That's one of the main things we talked about with last year's club. And I'm not saying that's the reason they got to the World Series. I'm not, kind of putting these two together on they would be a better team if you let this happen. But in reality, I don't think you really know how it would affect the players. Would we see a bearded Judge? In the offseason, Judge grows a little bit of like a goatee type thing. Goatee, little beard. He always wears it. I don't think, to be honest, the funny thing is, now that I think about it, I don't think you very rarely see a Yankee player that keeps it clean shaven when the season ends. I think Garrett Cole does.
Might be the only one.
Weaver does. I saw Weaver in the offseason. I know when Glaber was here, he always grew a beard immediately. Judge had facial
grew
hair.
A beard. Gary Sanchez has a beard. Like, all these guys.
Soto never, he's
Jason
Yankee,
Dominguez.
Soto never had a beard.
Nah, because Soto can't grow hair.
Dominguez had a beard, correct. Dominguez had a nice beard.
Soto can't grow hair.
There's no way. He can't. You can tell he can't.
He can't grow hair. But Jason has a beard, and he looked fire. And I mean.
Matter of fact, for that reason, good. I'm happy he's a Met. Go ahead.
because he can't grow a beard anyway.
You
Imagine,
can't grow a beard. Get out of here.
Imagine if he had a beard all his life. He came in, he traded, he shaved it, and he's told the Yankees, "I don't want to be shaving my." What the Yankees would have caved for Soto if that was the case, because there was only one guy that I can remember who was the San Francisco pitcher.
Yes, Wilson.
Who
He
said
was like,
he
"No,
would
I'm not going to
never
the
play for the Yankees. And listen, that's an excessive beard.
And I don't think he's the only guy that ever said that too. By the way, I feel like
That's
I've
the guy I
heard-
can remember.
Yeah, I know I remember him because he made that shit public when he was a free agent. He's like, I'll just never go to the Yankees.
Correct.
And because he's not taking his beard off.
And that's part of his identity. That's what kind of intimidated you. A guy coming out of here looking like a fucking Viking from the Spartans, like a Roman, sorry, from the Spartans. And you're coming out here and then you're taking all that shit away. And now listen, I'm not saying that they can't pitch or whatever the case. It's just something extra that somebody has to do that I think is an inconvenience. And at this point, it's 2025. We need to grow and we need como se dice, evolution, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Evolve.
You just gotta
Sorry,
evolve. You just
I
gotta
lost my
evolve.
train of thought. That's too much hair in my
Caleb
face.
Castro says David Price said it too. I know there's been others, but again, just to give you guys a little more of Devin Williams, this is him getting some warm up in today.
Oh my God.
And I mean, yeah, he looks
He don't even look happy.
he just looked at you and he said he's like, fuck this shit.
He didn't even look happy. What if
I
he
could've
says
been-
next year, I don't want to sign here?
He said I could have been a Dodger.
Well, yeah, man. Look at and listen. That great point, Pete. Because listen, the Phillies, the Boston Red Sox, and even some of the Dodger players, they have that identity where they let their beard grow out more, and they're more sloppy, they're more whatever the case may be.
Yeah, some
that's
teams do
fine.
that.
That's
like,
an identity.
Like Boston back in the day, that was their identity.
Boston, that's their identity. That's who they are. That's not what we're saying. Everybody, when you say that, everybody says, "Well, look at Brandon." We're not saying the Yankees are going to go out there and look like Brandon Marsh. But
No, they can't. They shouldn't be allowed.
Go look at Severino. Go look at Gleyber Torres right now. Go look at Gary Sanchez. That's what we're talking about. Nice, clean cut. Even what I have, it is too much. And I don't have an issue lowering down the beard if that's the case. But what I'm saying is make an adjustment to it. The guy shouldn't have to fucking shave every 2 days, 3 days just because he wears the pinstripes. I don't think that's
And again, look, I always, a lot of people will always say, hey, look, at the end of the day, they're your employer. And I understand that. They're paying you, you're signing the contract. But in certain situations, as Kev said, it's not about signing a contract. Like Kev said, like, let's be honest here. Does everybody in here agree that Fernando Tatis is one of the best players in Major League Baseball? I think that's a very, very fair statement to make. I think he is. I think everybody would agree that Fernando Tatis is one of the best players in Major League Baseball. Let's say, for an example, he's also... Fernando Tatis is also one of the most exciting players in Major League Baseball. He has his own persona. Like, Fernando's his own dude. He's just going to do his thing. They started yelling steroids. What did he start doing? Dancing to it. And just laughing at everybody. He has such a style about himself that makes him so friggin' different. If Fernando Tatis somehow became available and it was one of those situations, was like the situation with the Padres is going bananas, and they simply go there and go, you know what? The Yankees say, hey, man, shit, he'd be phenomenal. We could take that whole contract. We were going to give Soto a lot. Let's just take this entire deal off their hands. You mean to tell me you're going to make that man change everything about himself, basically, because he's a Yankee? I'm sorry, but I want that energy here. And I know some people may go, yeah, but he's the same player. Yeah, I understand that. But these are also grown-ass men. Like, at the end of the day, it's 2025. Let him be who he is. And Fernando Tatis doesn't look sloppy.
Nope.
Does anybody look at Fernando and go, yeah, that's too much? Not at all. Not at all. Exactly. The dreads would have to go. The beard would have to go. You're basically taking the character that he is and saying to play here, it's got to go. It's just stupid. It's stupid. McCutchen. When McCutchen had to shave his dreads off. Why?
Yeah, that was a big identity for him too. And listen,
it's just weird. It's old. It's very old.
The only yes, when we got Johnny Damon because he was OD and he came over here. Yeah, he looked cleaner, but it still wasn't Johnny Damon. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You look at him now, he still has long hair and stuff like that. That's part of that. Let's not take away guys' identity just because we're trying to make them all look the same, or it's not the military. And even a good point to shout out to Tone from Twitter, who we were talking about this earlier. Even the military is making adjustments. The
Correct, they are,
NYPD
yeah.
has made adjustments. There's guys with beard in the NYPD as well, and even in the fire department. So again, it's archaic, it's old. The Yankees don't carry themselves that way now, and don't play the blue collar baseball that we all grew up loving during the three-peat. So don't sell me on it when you put the star patch on the pinstripes and then you want to talk about tradition. Let's just evolve with the times, man.
that's
Let these
my
guys have
problem.
their swag back.
That's my problem too, is that, you know, you can sit there and talk about all you want about the traditions, but yet you took one away because you got paid, and then you want to leave every single one of them.
Correct. So
I got a problem with that, because this place gave you $20 million a year, whatever the hell it is. You said, yeah, throw it on the jersey. Who gives a shit? So that tradition went out the window quick because you got some money to put in your pocket. But the facial hair policy for the players that you're paying, that you would assume you want to make them as happy as possible, you're like, nah, ain't no way I'm doing it.
I know exactly. So I mean, it's just
What about Vladdy?
Vladdy cut his dreads, and I think that was a statement after he apologized and said that he takes back what he said.
Yeah.
He took his dreads off, which was
He did.
funny to see. And he doesn't. I think he has a chin strap, so he doesn't have much of a beard.
I saw a video of him today, by the way. He looks like he's in phenomenal shape.
Oh no, yeah, he's in zone, man, and the clock is ticking over there in Toronto. If once that first day of spring training starts, when he reports there, that's it. No more negotiation talks. He's a free agent next year, and yeah, man, and that's one of the instances where a guy like him, he doesn't care because he cut his hair, but it was more of a reset. Sometimes people do that, like they want to reset,
Of course.
Mentally and everything, so they take a new haircut, a new style. That's different.
Yep.
And you can say that maybe the Yankees was that at one point in time, but that's not the case. Now we coddle our players. We don't tell them they're doing bad things. We just say it after they're not longer in the team or in the off
we'll
season.
talk about him afterwards. Yeah.
So it's not
in the moment.
Correct. You won't say it to their face, and I don't like that.
Yep.
Even it's funny to see how Brian Cashman and Stanton, which is the only one, which was kind of a shot, but it wasn't to Stanton. It was just like, we just know that he's gonna get hurt at some point in time.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a wild shot. It's just that's who Stanton is. But Stanton came in slimmer. I'm not saying it was because of Cashman. Maybe having such a bad year the year prior, he said, I'm gonna change some things. Or maybe it was. But it kind of still adds to what we're saying, that sometimes we need to hold people accountable, not shunning them.
I agree.
But benching them here and there, telling them, listen, that play should have been made. We went over it behind closed doors. I don't have to share what me and so and so talked about, but we all understand this is the major league. Some plays have to get made, but mistakes do happen. That's not throwing the player under the bus. That's just making it clear that we had a discussion and we understand how the game needs to be played. And if the Yankees talk that way, this way, I'm just gonna crack up, because at this point they just keep doing what we've been saying for years.
Yeah, and I do believe eventually, I don't know if it's the next couple of years, I do think that rule is eventually going to go away. I
think it's too much pressure.
Go away.
This year, if you look on Twitter, SNY,
everybody was talking
about other Yankee content creators, including Foul Territory. All those guys were all talking about the beard policy and how different the Airbender looks, and maybe the Yankees should have approached them and be like, how do you feel? Do you really feel? And maybe guys don't care. And maybe if he would have said like, yeah, I mean, I would prefer not to. It's part of my identity. It would have been a nice rollout for the Yankees to say, this is the new 2025 Yankees, Airbender, go out there and be yourself. Or something like that.
It would have been a great idea. And the poll has come to an end. 76% of the fan base in here. We got about 300 people here. They say, yes, the policy should definitely change up.
And Pete, we have a passing bomb.
What's up?
Nick Pivetta, 3 years with the Padres.
Nice.
Could that be that they're moving cease?
Potentially. But the funny thing is about that is that ever since Manny Machado talked, they've made about 4 moves. Ever since Manny Machado was like, I'm kind of shocked we haven't done anything at all. Like nothing.
It looks
Dodgers
bad.
out there doing everything.
It looks really, really bad.
I mean, because I would feel that way if I'm him. Like, we got a really good pitching staff. We have me on this team. We have Tatis on this team. We have a good team. Like, why are we not competing? Like, I know you got this shit going on with family, but why are we not? Why are we gonna lose a year of our career? Because you guys don't want to compete this year when we were a good team last year.
A great team, and we were
I had them going to the World Series. I thought they were the World Series club.
And there were a couple of innings from going to the NLCS. I mean, they almost beat the Dodgers, and who knows what the outcome would have been.
Me and Dylan Betances, we both said that was our pick. We at the beginning of the playoffs, you were there. Yeah. Our pick was the Yankees versus the Padres. That's what I thought it was going to be. And it was Yankees Dodgers, of course, and we know how that turned out. But one of the big changes for the Yankees this year, the big additions, I should say, that man right there, Maximus Fried, is all ready to go. And shout out to my guy Keith. I tuned into Keith's podcast. Fucking Mets fans, man. He was like, this guy looks like a punk. Somebody just needs to punch him.
Who?
About Max Fried.
Yeah, and I told him I can't wait till Clay Holmes turn into Kulo Holmes.
I mean, cardiac Clay is legit this is the real thing.
I mean, listen,
we'll see how he does. I'm interested to see that, man. I really am, actually.
I'm interested in as well, and I'm not hating for Clay Holmes. I don't have anything against Clay Holmes. I think that the Yankees, just like last year where Edwin was struggling and Mendoza took him out of the closer role for him to reset, the Yankees should have done that a couple of times, maybe in the past with Clay, and wouldn't have some of the issues and built up anger that the Yankee fans have against him today. He is a great reliever. He's never been a starting pitcher in the major leagues. It's going to be a hard adjustment. I think that even if he is successful, he might give the Mets 100 to 120 innings. So it's going to be interesting. The dude has nasty stuff. He allegedly he did add a changeup and a four seam. So you need that.
He's putting in the work.
Yeah, so I mean, let's see what it does. I mean, I'm just telling you, when he has a guy on and he drills a motherfucker, and then out of nowhere he just it's a chopper right back to him and he airmails it to over first base. You're gonna be like, what the fuck just happened? And that's
he throws that sinker in the dirt to first base.
Exactly, and that's That's why we call him Cardiac Clay.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship with him, we wish him all the best over there, but. It's gonna be interesting, man. Because if it doesn't work, I mean, I'm just gonna troll Keith. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't, they have a $12 million reliever. So,
facts, no doubt about it. And William Henry says Mendoza is a way better manager than Boone. I could tell you this right now. I would have loved for Mendy to become the manager of the New York Yankees, but unfortunately, it has not gone that way. And yeah, I think I agree with that. I think the Mets have a really good manager. We're fans of Mendy over here at the U.
Shout out to Mendy.
But yeah, of course, shout out to Mendy. Maybe we'll be visiting while we're over there. But interesting thing when it comes to this team this year, Kev, because I didn't have a chance to talk to you about this. I don't know if you saw Yankee Hot Stove yesterday. And I know a lot of fans are sitting there saying that, what do you guys want them to say? And blah, 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 blah. They did a lot of hyping up of DJ LeMahieu yesterday. And, one of the things I brought up, because Jack Curry was like, everybody calm down because it's February 11th. And Kev, I'm sitting there and I asked the chat, I said, guys, when did the World Series end? And everybody's like, November.
Game 1.
I'm like, yeah. Yeah, right. When the home run was hit off of Nestor Cortez, the World Series then ended. The Yankees could have went from that moment on. Look, you mean to tell me for 2.5 months, whatever the hell it is, you cannot find somebody better than DJ LeMahieu? And this is my problem. It's not that they're out there saying, hey, look, he's owed $30 million. That is a fact. He is owed $30 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But you're trying to sell the fan base with the same shit that you've said the last 2 years, that he's healthy now.
What's crazy with the Yankees is that the crazy need right now would be third base. You have the outfield with Jason and Cody and Judge. The backup outfielder doesn't have to be Grisham, and I love Grisham.
Agreed.
But that's $5 million there that you could have gave to Moncada, and whatever. Or if you wanted to bring in Polanco, what is Polanco? 7.5?
He got it. No,
he got 11. No,
he got a lot. He got a lot.
So that was out of the budget. I get that. but Moncada or make some
Bro.
invites. Make some invites to spring training.
Rosario got nothing. I mean, there was quite
Ahmed
a bit of
Rosario.
players. Ahmed Rosario got nothing.
So it's like, why not give
Iglesias
those
is still out there.
exactly? Why not give those guys a shot and let DJ become a backup, which is his role at this moment? And at the end of the day, the Yankees wanted to stretch out his.
Hey, yo! Oh, shit! Clip it! Hey,
I could not fit.
Let me tell you something, you son of a bitch.
I could
you
not
better
finish
make
that.
the same clip of yourselves that you guys make of me. I need to see that clip posted, damn it. Hey, yo!
I could not get through that statement without cracking up. I just can't. I can't wait till Francis texts us this segment. But the Yankees wanted the prolong.
TJ Steele said, "Now what?"
Nah, they wanted to prolong. Look at the AOs in the chat. They wanted to prolong that contract, get less AAV. Why? To get
They
under
want to
the
be cheap.
to get under the Lux tax.
There you go.
So, I mean, again, it's a misallocation of funds. When you think about it, somebody sent me a tweet. I think it was when you add DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Hicks, Oswaldo Cabrera, and somebody else, Giancarlo, and I'm not gonna hate on Giancarlo because I don't care. I mean, I'll pay. He's making like 27, I think 30 million this year. But what he provides in the playoffs and 30 home runs in the season, I'm okay with him having a one WAR during the season. I'm not gonna go nuts about a DH.
Yeah. If he has,
But-
if he has the same year similar to what he had last year, who cares? Pay it.
But the other guys were like, it was gonna come out to a total of like a 2 WAR or something, or a 3 WAR for like $70 million when you add all that up. So and this is what I mean. It's a misallocation of funds. Don't sell me and tell me again. This is the same song and dance that we heard for Josh Donaldson. And I have said before, and I'm trying to find that clip. Do not be surprised if the Yankees go out there with DJ LeMahieu. I said, and you were like, no, Kev, no. And I said, yo, Pete, it's just that I don't believe in surprises anymore. Yes, this pivot that the crank, a masterclass of a pivot that Brian Cashman has done, and all he has to do to add the cherry on top was to add a third baseman.
Correct.
It didn't matter if it didn't
And
work
nobody
out.
was asking for an all-star.
Correct.
Nobody's
Nobody was
asking
asking
for
for
an
an all-star. Just somebody that can provide a better, a league average bat or 90 OPS plus at least with solid defense. And then you have Oswaldo at what he does best as a utility guy, and DJ as well. And see if you mix him in this year, and if he hits well, then you give him more at bats, and if he doesn't, then you know that's it. He's on his last legs, and at the end of the day, you got to eat that 15 million or 30 million. I don't care what it is. We cut Alex Rodriguez, who had a better OPS plus than him. I think he had 68, and then DJ's at 53, and we cut him so to make room for Gary Sanchez and Judge to play. But you don't want to eat DJ LeMahieu's contract,
Right.
What's
I mean,
the
there was the
message
rumor,
there?
like I said this morning, there was the rumor they were, and Judge kind of stepped in and was like, no, don't do that.
I get
So
it.
I don't know if there's any chance that maybe if he struggles a lot in spring training and they're like, look, it ain't there no more, move on from him. But I will say this, Jack Curry did talk highly of Oswald Peraza. He did remind everybody that this guy was a top 50 prospect in Major League Baseball, which is very, very high for a Yankee prospect, by the way. You don't always see that.
No.
Top 50 is pretty high for a Yankee prospect. He talked about, they know what the glove is. They know that already. They've seen that at third base. Can the bat come around? Now, he's been very, very good in AAA. My thing about that is why I actually am starting to believe it could be a possibility. And it's very easy to understand why, Kev. If he doesn't make the team,
Let me look at his numbers last year.
he got to be DFA'd. And any team
Or
out there is
non-tendered,
going to
is
be,
it?
or
Is that right?
non-tendered, and any team out there is going to be able to claim him and say, hey, look, we could pencil you in as a bench player, as a second baseman, shortstop, third baseman, whatever it might be. My thing with Peraza on that is, wouldn't it be smart if you don't get anybody? If I'm the Yankees, I'm giving him every chance to win the job because you can then even tell the fan base we went with one of our young kids. What's wrong with that? Nobody will be mad. You'd have some fans who don't believe in him at all and be like, why didn't we get an upgrade? Me personally, I'd be all for it. I'd be all for the Yankees saying, hey, look, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Peraza, listen up. You're the starting third baseman. Let's say this is end of spring training. Go out there and do your thing. You got every opportunity to stay in this position. If he fails and he struggles, you DFA him. And then guess what? You let his career progress somewhere else. Exactly what William Henry just said. What is the risk of giving this kid a month and a half, 2 months? What is the real risk when your other option is DJ LeMahieu at 37 years old? It just doesn't add up to me. And maybe, just maybe, him not having any options is the best news he could ever have. Because they may just say, you know what, screw it. We haven't found anybody. Give him the chance.
He's fighting for his dream at this point. It's not only for a job, it's for his dream.
I'm rooting for him to go off in spring training. And he's a slow starter, which sucks for him. But I hope he goes off in spring training. I really do.
And not even, let's say he doesn't go off, but him and DJ have similar numbers, or he's slightly better than DJ. He's hitting 265 in spring, and DJ's hitting 200, 220. Yeah. Are we really going to sit there and say DJ's the veteran? They're going to play the veteran because we own $50 million? And this is what I'm saying. It's mind-boggling that we continue to do this since the early 2000s. This shit doesn't work. Bringing the older generation vets or past prime. Like, I'm hoping Goldschmidt at least has the same. I'm not even asking for a better year. If he can repeat what he did last year, it would be a huge success.
And at Yankee Stadium, you can see those numbers increase, even if he does the same shit he did last year.
So, to DJ's point, why are we extending the red carpet again for this gentleman? I mean, we have given him enough chances. I'm sorry, and I hate to beat this drum, but it's like, come on, man. At this point, we know that Peraza is going to give you great defense at third, and he did hit 300 for a month when he first came up here. Maybe he needs time. Maybe he hits 200 till fucking June, and then June he hits 400, and now the kid is hitting 250 with Gold Glove defense at third. You don't know that, but if you continue to give him 2 starts a week or 1 start a week because you want to freaking play musical chairs with Oswaldo, DJ, and him, what are you telling? How can somebody get in a rhythm? I just don't want to see that again. I'm tired of it. I'm sick, and I'm not gonna. This year, I'm gonna be way more vocal than last year because we don't have Soto, and we don't have time for this BS. If Goldie goes down, or if Belly, or if Judge goes down for a month or 2, 3, God forbid, it fucks up everything. So don't sell me on the guy that's an automatic out at their base. I'm sorry. I'm not. We can't, and we're not gonna stay shut. And I don't care what anybody says that. Well, we have to see what it. No, I'm done.
That comment kind of drove me nuts. You got to. They said on Yankee Hot Stove is you got to see what you have. Have you not saw? What honestly, what else do you have to see? You can't go back to 2020 and say I saw that then. He's not the same player. He's 37 years old now. He hasn't had a good year since. You can make an argument to say 2022 was okay. 23 was terrible. 24 was horrendous. 24, let me tell you this. 24, no team in baseball would have wanted him on his club. Again, I go back to what I said before. He had a -1 WAR. Do you know what a -1 WAR means? He's a liability to your club.
He's worse.
That's what it means. It means that when you're putting him in the lineup, you're giving your chance. That position is affecting your team to win a ball game.
Yep.
That's what that means.
1.6.
1.6. Yo Moncada barely played. He had a 0.3.
Correct.
Everybody hates Nolan Arenado. We had a 2.5.
Yeah, I was confused with Nolan. So Nolan's making 17, 12. We cleared it up. He's making a lot less. But the issue still remains, does he really want to play here? That I don't want somebody that doesn't want to be here. It just doesn't work out.
I don't know. I think he does, to be honest. If you believe what has been said, and just to give everybody a heads up on this too, this John Denton guy that I guess is an MLB writer for MLB. Apparently he's saying, or I've read it somewhere online, that MLB Network said that the Yankees are back engaged with the Cardinals. So
when was this?
This was today, apparently.
Today.
This was today. So that's the weirdest thing, because when you listen to the Yankee hot stove, Andy Martino even said it. He said the Yankees never seriously consider him whatsoever. So who the hell knows? Unless the Cardinals are now telling teams that they're willing to work out the contract even more so than before.
Correct.
And maybe the Yankees see it as, well, then what the hell? Why not? Why would that not make sense for us? So I don't know what to believe. To be honest with you, I don't expect him to be a Yankee. I feel like he could have been a Yankee already. I don't see that happening.
Listen, I would be really excited for the infield because I know that man's defense is there. The bat, I just feel it's been declining, but maybe when you switch, like a change of scenery, I don't know, because he hasn't. The first time he didn't add us in the list of teams that he was willing to go to. One, and yes, it hasn't been a lot of games, but he's not a great postseason hitter, and that's my thing with Nolan. But being in here, he doesn't have to carry the load. Judge is there. So I mean, he has other guys here like Belly and Goldie, other veterans in here that are gonna that all that is gonna be spread out throughout the lineup. The spark is gonna be probably Jazz, Volpe, and Jason and Austin, the younger guys, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think Nolan has to. It might be a better role for him now. Telling of his career, Yankees, he's probably going to see 2 playoff appearances before he retires.
Right.
I don't know how that's not attractive to him. I don't get it. The Boston rumors, I don't know if that makes sense. I've heard multiple times that Devers does not want to move from third. Plus, they have Casas over there. So if you get Arenado or Bregman, that means they're trading Casas, and I don't know who's looking for a first baseman right now. So
yeah, that move, I like it for Arenado because of Fenway, but when it comes to the team, it's interesting to figure out how Cora would make that work.
Yeah.
Or what they could do to make it, who they would move to make that work.
And if it's true that Devers doesn't really want to move yet, and that's your superstar in the face of your franchise, just like Vladdy was asked to play third, and he's like, absolutely not. I'm not playing third. Sometimes guys don't want to do that. I don't know why it's a big deal. They're willing to do everything you want for your organization throughout years, and this is another shot. We know who. They're willing to do this stuff all the time throughout 6-7 years, and then the year of his contract, half a year left. Oh, can you play third base? Can you play somewhere else? Oh, come on, man. Let's stop it.
That is a bit crazy. NY Sports 12 says Peraza must have told Boone his cupcakes suck. Hey, yo. Rod Thompson says, speaking of hair, you know what I would love? For the Yankees to steal Vladdy Jr. away from the Mets, since every Met fan thinks they're getting him anyway. I digress. Laugh out loud. What is good, fellas? It's funny he brings that up. Let me pose you a question, Kev.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. Let me pose you a question real quick. And again, this is probably far-fetched, but I think hypotheticals are always fun to talk about anyway. Yankees third base struggles majority of the year, but Goldie's doing well. He's performing well. He not an MVP level player, but he's definitely above average first baseman, putting up good numbers for the Yankees. Toronto comes calling the Yankees saying that Vladdy wants to go there, or they can make a deal and he's available. Would you be okay with Vladdy playing third the remainder of the year?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't know if he would want to do it, but
I guess that's part of my question. But I think for the Yankees, I think he would.
Yeah, I think he would. I mean, I would have to go. I mean, listen, if
he also then just, so if everybody clarifies here, he could easily just move the first base right after that. If the Yankees re-signed him, and
correct, because Goldie's on 1-year deal.
Right.
And it's a playoff push. I don't think he's a horrible third baseman anyway. So and he's in great shape at the moment.
He isn't. And I know a lot of people want to make fun of his weight. If you see, there's a video posted. It might be on MLB's Instagram, I think, but it's him taking BP, and he looks like he's in really good shape.
Yep. So I mean, you don't got to tell me twice on me on Vladdy. I told you I'd rather take Vladdy than pay Murakami. We're given. I feel like Murakami's his contract is gonna expect it to be in the 200s for a guy who's never seen a baseball field, and that can be catastrophic for the Yankees if it doesn't pan out. I'm very afraid of that, and I'm hearing a lot that the Yankees they really want that guy, so they might. I don't even know if they make a play for Vladdy, but if the Boston Red Sox get Bregman and Pete opts in, or or they figure that out over there at the Mets and they don't go for Vladdy, then I think the only real team that could offer him a decent amount of money is Toronto and the Yankees at that point. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody else is in the mix. Maybe the Dodgers, you never know, because Freddie's on the way out. But I think Murakami might end up being a Dodger too. You never know. Freddie's on the way out. He could play third another couple years, and when Freddie retires, he moves to first. That's an easy transition for the Dodgers, and they get the whole. So we don't know that, but there's a lot of things that we don't know, and that's my thing.
Correct.
That the Yankees didn't go all in this year because maybe next year looks better. Next year might not be the year that you might expect it to be. And that could be really scary because now, again, that's another year on Judge and Cole. But I really wanted them to go hard this year for some guys. And listen, I don't hate the pivots. I just feel like we could have done a little bit more. But knowing the Yankees and their front office, they always like to play with fire, see what they have, and then try to make an aggressive stance in the trade deadline, but then say that they didn't like the deals that were being thrown at them. It's kind of a Yankee way at this point.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. And Munetaka Murakami, he is interesting because, you know, the connection to him goes very, very far back. Even before he had his record-breaking home run season, there was talks that he could be the next big, Japanese player to take over New York. There's certainly a lot of concerns about him. The same type of concerns that people have had about Vladdy and weight problems and is he going to maintain himself well. Murakami had that problem to the point of where his team, I believe he plays for the Swallows. Fuck it, I'll do it anyway. That's the team he plays for, right? You bunch of sick freaks out there. But they
who names
basically
their team the Swallows?
I think it's a fish.
Oh, say like
But they
Fish named Swallows?
I think I want to say I think it is. If there's any like country fishermen out here. Oh, swallows is a bird. Look at me. It's a bird, not a fish. I thought it was a damn fish. It's a bird, okay? The bird swallows, okay? He was so out of shape. This is after breaking the home run record. Next year comes. He was so out of shape. They were just like, hey, we're going to demote you. And to get his act together. Came back and played very well. The scariest thing about Murakami, though, is 180 strikeouts in Japan. That's not cute.
In Japan.
In Japan. So I need everybody to understand when I say this here. I'm not saying he can't adjust. I'm not saying he might be better when he's seeing more fastballs at 96, 97. I don't know. I'm just saying you got to legitimately be concerned when you have a player in Japan where you have your aces. We've seen a lot of them, but it's not like America, and it's definitely not like American baseball where you got the majority of arms hitting 95 plus throughout an entire game. So for a guy striking out 180 times, and they don't play as many games either.
No.
They don't play as many games. So to have that level of strikeouts, you would have to be very concerned about what that could translate in the American League. That is concerning in my opinion. But here's the other thing. If he is able to have a monster year, you predicted 200 million. The money these guys are getting now, he could get well over 300. He's extremely young. So if he goes out there and hits 50 homers again, I mean,
and then
I'll get a shit ton of money. Ton of money.
I'm sorry, bro. Like I'm afraid of that. And like
I'd rather overpay for Vladdy than do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I
know offensively Vladdy's gonna be there. Like you can't tell me that you know that from Murakami. And I'm looking here at his numbers. They don't even provide his innings, just chances. Third base and first base is where he normally plays. But to your point, in 2024, he had 180 strikeouts, and 2023 168, and then 2022 128. So he's trending worse. And Spencer Jones looks like the Yankees are going to give him a shot, and that's another guy that needs to bring his K rate down from 40 to 30%. I don't even know what this K rate might be. This may be worse than Spencer Jones at the moment.
It's something that would get him buried in this league, put it that way. If
Correct.
that stuff continues, he'd be buried in this league. You're talking about a Joey Gallo level player at that point.
Yeah, and again, that is the big issue that I have with Murakami and everybody going like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be great," and I'm gonna see what the K rate of that is. It's how is K percentage? Is it number of strikeouts divided by number of bats? Okay, and then
Yeah.
multiply by 100.
Yep.
So that I think if my math senses are still correct, like the Spidey senses, that's more than Spencer.
Oh, it's 100%
Ja-
more than Spencer. Yeah, it definitely is.
in Japan. So
Yeah.
like that's I don't know. I don't know what you guys
Bro,
think
he
in
had
the
500
chat.
at bats. So
500 bats.
if he got a major league amount of at bats, let's say he gets 615, 620, the guy strikes out 220 times.
That's it says it's 36% K rate. So
Yeah, you want
right below Spencer.
if he could get that below 30, then you got a conversation.
But that's another 30 strikeouts for another 30 at bats. So he would strike out here. It would have been, and it could possibly be more because the pitching is better here.
Yeah,
That's our thing.
Here's
so
the
it could
scary
be
thing.
catastrophic here. It could be fucking
His
250 strikeouts. Oh my
Well,
god.
the scariest thing is all of his numbers, besides the one monster season, they've all kind of, went down. Like you look at 2022, this is the year he hit the 56 home runs that broke the record, right? 318 average. You're looking at one of the best prospects in planet Earth. The guy was 22 years old doing this. There's barely anybody in the game like him. So it's tough to argue if this is the player he was, he'd get 400 million. If he kept doing this and dominating Japan this way, every team in planet Earth would be after this guy. He'd be the biggest prospect. He'd be the biggest international prospect, more so than Roki Sasaki. It wouldn't even be close because how much he contributes to a game every single day. You look at 20.
He's basically their Soto.
Correct. You look at 2023,
25.
31 homers, average dips to 256. OPS dips to 875. Still good, but 875. You look at last year, 33 homers, average dips to 244. OPS dips to 851. But again, look at these numbers. This is Japan. That's my concern. He's 24 years old. He'll be 25 next year. So yes, still very young, still could adjust. But there's no doubt about a lot of concerns. He does walk a shit ton. So he's looking like your prototypical walk, homer, strikeout guy is what it's looking like he's shaping into. Now, if he came to America and hit 256 and popped 40 homers a year, nobody would complain.
Nobody would bat an eye.
But the fact of the matter is, could he do that? That's the concern right now with us because he also struggled in the WBC. Everybody remembers the big home run. Everybody remembers that. Everybody remembers the ball off the wall in the gap against Mexico. Yeah, he was clutch. He got hot. The majority of that thing, he struggled.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up to see if I can find his numbers. But if I remember well, I remember watching those games and calling a lot of those games. I'm pretty sure he struggled a bit.
And that's my thing. The Yankees are going to go ahead and roll the dice on that. And it's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I know there's other guys that are. There's a guy that thankfully he's not here today. He would have been on the chat going off about Murakami because he loves him. But
I love the potential of him. Don't get me wrong, but
it's the
WBC.
300. It's the 300 million have to pay him. That it's scary to if it doesn't work out.
Listen to this. WBC. 7 games, 26 at bats, 13 strikeouts. So 50% of the time he struck out. He hit 231. On base percentage was regular him, 364, and his OPS was 826. So that's the main thing. You gotta be concerned. There's a lot of concern there.
What was his batting average?
231.
231.
He had 6 hits. 4 of his hits were extra base hits. That's why.
231.
That's where the OPS comes in.
And you think about it, I would like to see what was in the first round because I don't think he faced major league pitching in the first round. Because
this is overall numbers.
They were with Cuba. They ended up, when he came to the second round is when he ended up facing the Mexicos and I think I forgot what other teams they faced, but you probably saw some major league pitching, and it would be funny to see how they would react to that. So
and to put that in a little bit of perspective. Ohtani hit 435. Yoshida hit 409. Kondo, who is one of the best players in Japan, hit 346. Lars Nootbaar hit 269. for that team. And again, yes, that is a small sample size. I'm not saying that, he should have, hit 450. I understand. But there's a couple of the things there that should worry you as a Yankee fan of thinking that this guy's going to come here and just be a modern day Godzilla like Hideki Matsui. We don't know that.
Well, we know that what happens is normally is that there's a dip. So, I mean, if you're struggling over there, if this year he ends up hitting again 250, 240 and 190 strikeouts or something like that, you have to worry because, for example, Yoshida, the year before he came over here, year 2022, he hit 335 over there at in Japan with the 447 on base, and then the year before that, he hit 339 with a 429. He hits 280 in the major leagues.
Right.
So that's that's like a 50 to 60 point dip. So if my man is hitting 250, 260, you might be looking at a 200 hitter. You might be looking at a guy who's like literally like Jose Siri, but hits more home runs.
Correct.
And the defense is not there to love him that much.
Remember, too, some of these guys take a few years to become the player you'd expect them to be. For an example, Seiya Suzuki came here at 26. He played his first year at 27. First year wasn't great, a 1.8 WAR, but now he's one of the best outfielders in the National League. So you look at a guy last year, even his second year, he got better. Third year, he's got better. You could very well see this year being even better. 283, 848 OPS, a 138 OPS plus, 21 bombs. The guy's one of the more productive outfielders in Major League Baseball. 3.5 WAR last year. Yep. He came young. He adjusted to the league because the first year wasn't looking overly great. But again, strikeout numbers are respectable. 160 Ks last year, 848 OPS, but 512 at-bats. So a bit more respectable than it is with a guy like Murakami, who 500 at-bats, struck out 180 times. It's a big difference. Then 585 at-bats with 160 Ks. And yeah, Seiya Suzuki was never this monster power home run hitter like Murakami's supposed to be. But with that long swing, you ain't catching up to those 98, 99s as easy. The one thing I did see about Murakami that I like, with having a bit of a longer swing, which could be worked on, and you could do little things that get your timing down a little better, he has amazing power. And he can easily flick his wrist and go out to left center field. So we seen him do that in the Marlins Park when he hit the ball off the left center field wall, barely tapped it, and the ball just flies off his bat.
Our left center field is deeper, though.
Exactly. Exactly. So that could be concerns there, but it could also turn into a positive eventually. But
listen, the upside is there. The potential is there.
Of course it is. No doubt
What
about
scares me is the price tag.
Yeah.
That he may want and think that he deserves. And the Yankees,
and if he goes off this year, forget about what he's going to ask for and what he's going to get.
And that's I don't know if he's gonna I really don't know. I mean, maybe the Dodgers would go ahead and pay that. But I don't know. What I do know is like so let's
where do they play him?
Well, he could play third until Freddie's out. That's what I'm saying. He could play a couple of years in third.
That man ain't playing third base.
You don't think so? He can play a year or two in third.
I've seen some of his work at third base. That man ain't playing third base.
Listen, I don't know. That's all I'm saying. But that's a team that can pay them. Can pay him.
Oh, who couldn't see that happening? Let's be honest. It's the Dodgers right now.
And my point really is, what's the price tag? What you think if he goes off? What you think? How much he's making? Let's throw a number out there.
If he goes off, if he has like a 40+ homer season, easy 350 plus, easy. Could be 400.
So 350 plus the 400.
You know why I say that? What was the original number with Yamamoto? Who was the best pitcher on the planet?
I don't remember what the first offer was. That's what you're saying?
No. What people remember, it was, if the Yankees go 175, maybe they could get him. 150, 175.
I thought 250 was the max. 250 sounded crazy.
It kept going up, and then a month or so later, teams are going to go to 250. Then it was 300. So I'm just saying, Murakami being as young as he is, and you're going to sign him to a long-term deal, and if he goes off and pops 50 again this year, you're looking at easy 350 plus, maybe 400.
And to my point, Pete, to our point,
okay, I'm
gonna go ahead and say this. Last year, a 6.2 WAR, 30 home runs, 103 RBIs, batting average 323, on base 396, OPS 940, OPS plus 166.
Vladdy.
And
Right?
I don't have to go, yeah. And I don't have to, if you guys want, you can go back his last 5 years,
I love
last 4
Vladdy.
years.
I love
and
Vladdy.
and you're gonna tell me that you're gonna prefer to pay a guy 350 to 400 who hasn't seen a major league, a full major league game here, or hasn't stepped on a major league field here besides the WBC. You'd rather pay him than play Vladdy, who's just a year older. How are you gonna sell that to a baseball you know what I'm saying? Like, there's too much risk
Yeah.
in Murakami compared to Vladdy.
Vladdy's the guy, and the Yankees can also make up for the mistake that some people in the organization thinks they did when they didn't go for his father. So I know that really shouldn't play a hand in it. I get somebody maybe say, come on, that doesn't play a hand in it. But don't think that wouldn't be brought up in conversations, because it would. That would be brought up in conversations. The Yankees could very easily sit there and go, hey, look, the majority of us that was still here at the time, we wanted your father to be here. We want to make that right and bring you to New York. So I think that would be a nice gesture of the Yankees to do too.
And that was
to kind of mention that.
And Cashman wanted Vladdy Sr.
To his credit, he did want him.
The boss was the one who said, no, I want Gary Sheffield.
It's not like Gary sucked. He was
No, Gary was a phenomenal Yankee. I love Gary. Gary's one of my favorite shit. I have a Gary little miniature statue here. Gary was one of my favorite players of all time. I love his aggressiveness. I love the way he played the game. I love it.
Yep.
So I'm not saying that I would trade him like if I would have. No, but I'm just saying that Cashman wanted Vladdy Sr., but the boss wanted Gary. And listen, Gary still worked out, but I'm just saying that the Yankees did want them to play him to play here. So it's kind of wild, make it right with the son. Bring him over here. And Vladdy retires and continues to do what he does. He will be the first Dominican in the Monument Park because the way he plays the game, man, the kid is a natural hitter. I mean, he had one down year in 6 years he's been up here, and that was the year after I believe he lost the MVP. So, and even on a down year, he hit like 285, 290 with 25 home runs.
A down year for him. A down year for him is a good year for the majority of everybody else in baseball.
And you cannot tell me that you rather roll the dice with Murakami. And now if you're gonna sell me with the fucking Japanese money is what's really gonna irk me, because if he sucks, nobody's gonna watch him.
There's a lot of and by the way too, there's a lot of good Japanese players that are going to be available over the next couple of years. There's another starting pitcher out there. I forgot who signed the veteran Japanese pitcher this season? Was it Baltimore?
I believe
might have
so.
been Baltimore. Yeah, he has a chance of being a pretty solid pitcher too. His velo has gone down a bit, but the dude's an absolute competitor. Pitching at WBC was very, very good. Good stuff. I mean, he was still throwing, if I remember well. He was a guy back then that would throw 96, 97. He's still throwing 94, 95. So it wouldn't shock me one bit if he has a solid year. But these guys have progressed. They have gotten better. They haven't balanced the league. What I'm saying is some of their talent has easily been able to come here and fit right in and play at a high level. So you're going to have your opportunities.
I would love to see how they stack with like the winter ball in Dominican Republic, because the Caribbean Series Japan played.
Yeah.
I don't know who they sent. But that was the Timu fucking Japan, because they didn't win one game.
Yeah, no, they didn't send the good players.
Yeah, I don't know what team, because normally it's the team that wins the championship, and then that team would go on and play. It's kind of like the Champion League. That's what they're trying to do for the Caribbean Series.
Yeah.
But I don't know what team went over there. I'm gonna find out, but that wasn't nearly the type of Japanese ball that I'm used to seeing. But listen, I mean, we're gonna see that next year. That's my scars next year. But this year, if the Yankees are not done, if somehow, I mean, I was just thinking about that. They asked Boone about Stroman scrubbing his Instagram, and he said that Stroman
horrible.
He does it. And
horrible answer. I mean, come on, Kev, really?
he normally
are you buying that?
Hell no.
Come on, man.
He heard the rumblings, just like Glaber. I mean, him and Glaber must have some deep conversations, because Glaber went through this time and time again. Like the last 3 years, Glaber was getting traded every offseason and every trade deadline. So I mean, I can only think what Stroman is going through. I gotta praise his professionalism, and he hasn't looked like he doesn't want to be there or he's not doing anything wild. He showed up. He understands that his role might be completely different this year if he stays on. He hasn't said anything on social media to people clowning him, which I don't understand. Yankee fans clowning him and saying that we're willing to trade him when the dude did kind of bleed blood, sweat, and tears here, Pete. I don't know if you saw opening day, but opening day in Yankee Stadium, he pitched a phenomenal game against Toronto, and the Yankees couldn't score any runs. He was hyping the crowd up. He was a great club. I think the notion that he's a cancer in the clubhouse and it's just insane to me. That I didn't see anything wrong with Stroman this year. The only thing I saw was when he kind of yelled at Gleyber, throw the ball, but Rodon has his issues on the mound all the time, and nobody said anything. So don't tell me
Rodon, when he turned his back on Blake, that's pretty fucking bad to do to your pitching coach.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's like, and we're not sitting here saying that Rodon is a cancer or Rodon is a bad clubhouse. No, sometimes guys have little. This competitive sport, they're gonna show some emotion on the mound,
of course,
but that doesn't mean that he's a bad teammate. And I didn't hear anything negative about Stroman from the inside Yankee helms. So
yeah. And just to give everybody a brief little update too on this is so just so you know your enemies out there, this is the Baltimore Orioles' new pitcher Sagano, and I mean he got really good stuff.
That rise is wild.
Yeah, he's a
Play
veteran.
That back again.
He's 35 years old.
Insane.
No, he's not. You know who he is? He's Hiroki Kuroda with just more velocity. That's who I compare him to. I mean, that's crazy rise. 94 miles an hour up in the zone.
Wild.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm shocked that more teams didn't seriously, go hard after him, because I think he's going to have a chance. 35, but I think he's going to have a chance to be.
Why
very,
did he never
very
come
good.
over here? Was he just like
he never wanted to? He said in the interview towards the end of his career that he wanted to test it in the major leagues at some point, and now would be the time, is what he felt. But a lot of people also say he's gotten better. He had his best year ever last year. The guy had a 1.78 ERA last year in 156 innings. So a lot of people are sitting there going, the Orioles didn't do anything. This guy could come here and be extremely effective for them, and it's going to be very intriguing to see how he does. But we'll see. I mean, look, the Yankees are shaping themselves up to be a pretty solid team. I really, really believe that. I like how the team's looking. My only downside to the team right now is, again, the third baseman. I don't like this idea of trying to sell the fan base again on somebody that everybody can see is just about done.
Was this last the clip that you played? Was it this last WBC?
I believe so. Yes.
Because the second guy he struck out was Arenado.
Yeah. He's filthy. He got crazy movement. Japanese pitchers do an amazing job of moving the ball in and out to anybody. Yes. They got pitchers that move in and out. They also work very good up in the zone and down in the zone. They change eye levels very well.
I love their delivery.
Sagano, it would not shock me at all that he has a very, very good year for the Baltimore Orioles. So, as I was saying before, I mean, if you really want to hit the Japanese market, let's not act like the Yankees haven't had the opportunity to do so. They've had many chances. And for anybody to sit there and go, yeah, but the Dodgers took everybody. No. There's been many other clubs that have took other players too that the Yankees could have had, and they just didn't for whatever reason.
Craig Smith saying, ain't he 37? If he was Dominican,
I think he's 35.
If he was Dominican, they would be saying he's 37. But
he's up there. Put it that way. He's not a young man. He's not going to pitch in the majors for many years. Put it that way. But he is up there. I think he's 35 or 36 maybe.
35 or 36? Cole's going to be 34 this year or 33? I
think he's going to be 34.
I was told Cole's old. You got to love the internet.
If Cole throws how he throws, Cole's a guy that could pitch into his 40s and be halfway decent. Cole is a student of the game. Even if he drops in velo, he's going to be able to pitch pretty decent.
We saw with Verlander.
100%. He's in the same mold as him, as Scherzer. He's in the same mold as those guys. People also forget he's one of the greatest strikeout pitchers of all time. People tend to forget that, and he's also a pitcher's pitcher, so that makes him even more dangerous.
Pete, if you had to pick Framber Valdez or Garrett Cole, who are you picking?
Cole.
I was told Framber's a better pitcher. I'm telling you, I don't know who I'm speaking with in the internet, but I gotta take a
What are
time
you
out.
doing over there on the internet? Who are these people you talking to? What the frick? Framba Valdez?
In the mental
Come
midget
on, man.
himself.
Come on, man.
And then I said, well, look at the playoff numbers, and then they were like saying they were telling me, no, well, you can't only look at the playoff numbers. I'm like, what do you play the game for? It's to win, and in the playoffs, you play the better teams. That's what you should be looking for.
Right.
And this person was a person who loves the Queens, right? So I was like, who would you say that the Dodgers were the best lineup in baseball? And he said yes, and I'm like, well, Garrett Cole had only one earned run against that team in 2 outings. So yes, Garrett Cole's him. So I don't want
Garrett Cole looked absolutely unhittable against Kansas City. The game against the Dodgers, he looked unhittable. I mean, we all know what happened in the fifth inning to make it look a mess. But I remember calling that game with Francis, and the entire time, like third inning, fourth inning, I'm sitting there going, this is the best I think I've ever seen Garrett Cole look. Like the way he was dialed and locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shit happens and it goes that way. But I'm not scared when Garrett Cole takes him out in the postseason. He's not one of the guys where I go, oh shit, you don't know what you're gonna get. I don't know, man. I don't get that from Garrett Cole too much. Yeah, he had the blunder in 2021 wild card game against Boston. Yeah, we know that. Boston beats him up often. It's just one of those teams, too, that get him quite a bit.
There's two teams that Garrett Cole has issue with, and it's the Mets and Boston. And I hate it because they're the adversaries and stuff like that, or at least Boston. The guys from the other side, it doesn't really matter. But still, those games are competitive, and you want to win them, and he has issues. And I think he should try to figure that out. I don't know what it is. Definitely don't walk Devers with nobody on. So that's the only thing.
Don't put up the four fingers and as an ace, Garrett. You should know better than that, my friend. As an ace, you can't do that, Garrett. Come on now.
And maybe I give Devers a little bow tie. It's all right. It's all right.
He did that one time, remember?
Yeah.
Remember, then he struck him out. Struck him out in the same at bat. Sat him on his ass and struck him out.
Sometimes that gets in the guy's head. You're like, holy shit, well, wait, what's going on? I mean, that's why Roger Clemens and Pedro Martinez was so effective. They weren't afraid to pitch.
Shut him up.
They weren't afraid to pitch inside because, I mean, you give him a bow tie, then you come in with an inside, another inside pitch, and strike one, and then he fouls it off, and then you got him on two. You know what I'm saying? So it's
this is by the way, just going back to our facial hair policy situation, Cameron Maben made a good point. He commented under a post that Keith McPherson put, which I also agree with. It's 2025. Really, honestly, enough is enough. He's right. He's what we said. Some faces need beards. And it's just true. I mean, there really is not much a better way to put it than that. Some faces need beards. And Devin Williams is one of those guys. He needs a beard. It's almost like we said before. Fernando Tatis, I ain't seeing that dude without a beard on. I don't want to see him without a beard. He needs a beard. I could get away with clean shaven if I really wanted to, but I choose not to. I look better.
I don't think you can, but
I probably can't. I probably can't. No, Rugi Odor. Remember how Odor looked?
Oh my god!
The fuck out of here! I didn't want him on the team. Like, get this ugly son of a bitch out of here. What the frig are we doing?
Look like a live version of Smurfs.
Brian McCann. Yes. Brian McCann looked terrible. There's just a lot of play. Bro, it's 2025. Really, Yankees, come on now.
Talking about beards, shout out to Empire State of Baseball, who's Rich Rivera, who has another bearded gentleman.
Hey, yo, hashtag Yankees with bushes 2020.
That's a good hashtag. I'm not
Kev,
gonna lie. It's a great hashtag.
Kev, stop, Kev. My God.
Yankees with bushes. You can
There
tell
he
what
goes. He's gonna tweet it.
I am gonna tweet it, sir. Yankees with bushes is a very, very, very.
Yo, Casper said Brett Gardner looked like a thumb.
You look like the.
Oh shit!
I mean, you can't.
Tell you what.
You can't make it up. It would be great if I don't think it's gonna be this year, but it would be interesting to see next year if
I think it's gonna happen.
If Devin leaves and he's like, yeah, I didn't even entertain the Yankees. I'm not shaving myself again. Ever. I mean, it'd just be hilarious if he did say that. I mean, at this point, but it's just like it's kind of what we're saying to. I mean, let's move on from that. I mean, all right, let's let these guys have their swag back.
Yeah, man. Let him do that damn thing. That's all there is to it. Again, it's very, very easy to adjust that rule. It's not hard at all. It's not hard at all to be able to adjust that and move it into the current year that we're in. But ladies and gentlemen, I think we covered just about everything we could. Shout out real quick too to the great John Brophy, who, if you're in our Discord, you guys are getting like
Inside access.
first picks of everything that's going on in spring training. He also got us the exclusive of Garrett Cole speaking in the media. I just posted that on YouTube right here, so check that out, guys. And I'm sure there's going to be more from John Brophy as these days go by, but he's just doing an amazing job. So I just wanted to definitely shout him out. If you guys definitely, show that man some love. John Brophy works very, very hard. J Brophy Baseball on Instagram. Go give him a follow. Also follow NYY Underground on IG. You can find us because we collab together. So
Yep.
if you look at the pictures, you'll see NYY Underground there and J Brophy Baseball. So you also want to go ahead and give him a follow there too, because we do have a goal on IG this year, guys. 10,000 followers is what we're looking for. So hopefully we can hit that goal, as we want to be pretty prominent on Instagram. I love IG.
What's going on over here? I mean, I would love to get the 42 too. 42K, a little Mo action. But I'm looking at the Discord.
43 away from 42,000.
I mean, we got 260 plus in here. Smack that like, hit that sub if you haven't. We cover a lot over here with the Yankees baseball and stuff. But I'm looking at the Discord, Pete, and there's a new sticker of me or something like that. So now this guy is officially on Discord.
It is, yes.
That's
been there. Yep.
They clipped the stretch stretch out. Wild.
Hey, yo, what's up with you today?
I don't know, man. It's just insane. The ayos and the puns are a little crazy. Sometimes you can't even talk baseball.
You can't. Baseball, some of the things, some of the terms in baseball, it gets a little ditty-ish.
William Henry says subscribing 43 times.
Let's go. 42 subs away, damn it.
But it works.
I'm just so excited about
join the
this
Discord
year,
if you haven't too. If you guys want to join just for even for a month or whatever, the spring
Become a
training
member.
or 2 months and become a member. Yeah. You get a lot of inside access out there. Shout
Also,
out to bro.
too,
and we're gonna be down there too. So there are a lot of videos. It's gonna be fun.
You also get the code for percentage off of merch at NYYUnderground.com, so that's always nice. Jira put the link in there right now to our IG, so please go give us a follow over there. And like I said, man, I am extremely excited about this year. Me, Kev, Francis, Jira, the team, we're going to be over in spring training here in about a month, Kev. It's about a month from now that we're going to be over there in spring training. I can't wait. We got some things planned. We also got some big things planned for the season. So I can't wait. And like I told you guys, if you are on the Discord already, and if you're a member in general, I'm going to give you guys a little insight on what game season live is going to look like, what post-game season live is going to look like. So I'm going to do like a members-only chat to show you guys what that's going to look like this year with the intros, all that fun stuff. So you guys get a little sneak peek at the updates that I've worked on for that. So it's gonna be fun, man. This is a very, very big year for NYYU in general, and man, I just can't wait. I can't wait to see what his year leads us. But sky's the limit.
And technically, I mean, first game is not this Friday, but next Friday, the 21st.
Yep,
it's the first game. I might have to leave work a little early and want to call that game with you, man. It's been so I miss it.
Wow, breaking
really
news. I want to make sure this is right before I say it.
Wait. Is it Yankee related?
Astros beat writer for The Athletic is not Yankee related. Alex Bregman in agreement with the Boston Red Sox, apparently.
No way.
So let's wait and see if we get any addition. Yeah, it looks like it is done. Alex Bregman in agreement with the Boston Red Sox, sources tell The Athletic, which honestly, if Arenado goes anywhere, it seems like the Yankees would make the most sense now because, I don't think he's going to the Dodgers. So the Cardinals might have to sit out there and do whatever they can to make that deal work. This is from Chandler Rome, who it looks like he is the Athletics writer. No, the Astros beat writer for The Athletic. He is reporting that free agent third baseman Alex Bregman is in agreement with the Boston Red Sox, sources tell The Athletic. So I hope... no. If Darius just reposted it, it's true. Darius just reposted it, so it's true. Alex Bregman is indeed a Boston Red Sox.
How do you feel about that?
Boston gets a lot better. He's going to tear that wall up in left field, and I'll be honest with you. Don't ever count the Boston Red Sox out from competing.
So now,
Who's that DH?
so it's kind of a Yoshida mix with because they who was the outfielder that they signed?
Wait a second. Who's Boston's second baseman?
Story, no? Is he still there?
Shit, did he agree to play second base?
He hasn't played anything. He better agree whatever the fuck they want. I mean,
Well, no. I mean Bregman. You think Bregman plays second?
I think that who was that the discussion with? It was with
Houston.
With Houston.
He was going to play second base, and Altuve would go to left field.
That would be interesting if he decides to play second base
is that
there.
True?
What?
3 years, $120 million?
That's a lot for the
That's a shit ton of money.
for the Dodgers.
It's over $40 million a year.
Maybe
I
a
don't
lot.
see that. I don't see that anywhere
Maybe
yet.
some of it is deferred.
I don't see that anywhere yet. I don't know if Jocko is just guessing or.
I'm trying to see here something. Hold on, I'm gonna say something right quick. All right, this is pitchers. Infielders, you got Casas, Devers, Romy Gonzalez.
3 years, 120. That's fucking nuts. Opt out after every year.
Yeah, Trevor Story makes sense. That's their second baseman. He's
Story,
32.
I mean, Story. When the hell is Story healthy?
I mean, but still, that's the guy. I mean, that's the guy when healthy. That's where he plays. I mean,
Why are they paying him $40 million this year?
I'm surprised. You know what?
Whew.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why I'm upset. They know.
Can we get Casas? Can we trade
No,
for Casas?
hold on. No, don't shit on Goldie like that. They know that the AL is wide open,
Yeah.
and they probably have a 1 to 2 year window before either.
Hold
maybe,
on, Kev. Jira, do me a favor and tweet this out again and just say that we're talking about the Bregman deal, if you don't mind.
Again, what we've talked about before, the AL is wide open. This is the easiest path you can get probably to the World Series in the next 1 to 2 years, unless Baltimore makes drastic changes and stuff like that. And Boston has a very good system as well. And they're making changes because they understand the window that they're in. But we're here in Yankee land talking about beard policies because our front office hasn't thought that maybe having DJ LeMahieu. So right now, if you go through their infield,
I'm about to pull it up myself.
their infield is better than our infield by miles. In defense and offensively.
This team could be a very solid team this year, folks. And
Bregman to DJ LeMahieu. Ain't that some shit?
Don't ever count out Alex Cora's clubs. I'm telling you right now. Now, look, remember, they also got Garrett Crochet, whatever the hell his name is.
Crochet.
The Crochet, whatever the hell it is. They also added Walker Buehler, who could have a very big bounce back season. So, yeah, is there concerns about the starters? Look, is Lucas Giolito going to be who he is? Tanner Houck is Brian Bello, is he ever going to be the guy they think he could be? We don't know. We'll see. They don't really have a bullpen too much, to be honest, to be fair. But again, they got a pretty solid club overall. Rafaela looks like he's going to continue to get better, you would think. Rafi Devers. Rafaela could also play. I really want to see what they say about where he's going to play. Abreu's an animal.
Yep. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting, dude. I mean, can you change the hashtag on the video to like Bregman talk or not? Once it's up, you can't do it.
I think once it's up, you can't.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm looking here at their 40 man. Yeah, you got Abreu and Jarren Duran, and Masataka, and they got Rev Schneider. I thought they signed another outfielder besides O'Neill.
And now the thing is about this thing with Bregman, Boston. People say, well, he gets those opt outs. Shit, $40 million a year, man. That's a nice thing to be able to have an opt-out as. So what? Oh yeah, I had a great year. Who the hell's gonna give you $40? I'll just opt in another year for $40 million. That's a lot of money. He could bat 320 this year.
You know what he's probably
maybe not opt out on that deal.
You think about it. maybe Boston thinks, oh, an opt out, this and that, but he can. If you think about it, Walker at age 33 got a 65 million dollar deal.
Right.
If you end up getting at 33 because he's 30, Bregman, and gets another 3, maybe 4 years at 25 or something, gets like another 100.
Yeah.
It's essentially made a 230 million dollar deal
Yeah.
for 8-7 years. So I mean, that's not a horrible thing. That's not when you stretch out the AAV.
Hey, yo.
That's gonna look very, very entertaining. And I still see Bregman on my. Did you mean to leave him that long up?
No, he's not on it no more.
Oh, okay.
Your shit must have froze or
my shit must have froze. I was like, well, damn, Pete, you love
No,
this guy?
but I'm throwing this on the screen now. I don't know if you can see it now, Kev, but I'm looking at his Savant page, and if you're a Boston Red Sox fan, you're very, very excited about Bregman coming here, more so than even the Yankees, because the one thing that is correct, and Jack Curry said this, and I said this even before Jack Curry mentioned this, when anybody brought up Bregman to me, all I was worried about was the swing. He's a very pull happy guy. For Boston, it makes a shit ton of sense. So that 26 homer 260, I expect both of those to go up for Alex Bregman in Boston. I'm just gonna look at this right now to see how many homers he actually would have hit in Fenway. Let's see. So for I think they got him at 22. So some of those homers, those short line drives in the Crawford boxes, are off the wall in Fenway, but they're hits. So I do expect that average is probably going to dip up. Not dip, is going to increase quite a bit. So
He's smart. He's smart. Going there.
Of course, it's a smart move.
Going there. He's getting automatic singles or doubles off the wall. He's going to abuse that wall just kind of like he abused a little bit of the Crawford boxes here and there. But
Craig Smith is saying he turned down 6 years, 170. I don't know.
mean, again, because you can make another 3-year deal. At least you add at least 20 to 25 million. He can make 25 million age 34, 35, 36. He can still make that amount. His defense has declined, and his numbers are going to look better these next 3 years playing in Fenway. So he might as well got more money in less in 6 years there. I wonder, that was a deal I think with Houston, the 6-170. But
it actually, if it was Houston, Bob Nightingale says the Tigers and the Red Sox were the co-favorites this past week. Alex Bregman turned down a 6-year deal for over $170 million to sign with the Boston Red Sox.
I mean, as good as Detroit had that run, I don't think he wanted a deal with a team that's trying to. I don't know. They both kind of were in the same situation. Maybe offensively, Fenway's the better park. Maybe he made the.
For him, Fenway is perfect for his career.
So like that's what you got to think, man. It's like he was the leader in Houston, and maybe he doesn't want to maybe he just wants to play ball and $40 million a year.
I'll throw another thing at you too. Sometimes when you could play for a guy like Alex Cora, it means something.
Another guy that was there before.
He was there before.
Even though AJ Hinch was over there.
AJ Hinch was his manager.
What he basically maybe is he saying that Cora's a better guy to play with than AJ Hinch?
You don't know what their relationship was, but I guarantee you that Alex Cora was a big part in getting them there. Whatever they probably talked about, if a team was offering you 170, Boston coming in with 3 years, 120, which equals out to $40 million a pop. Probably sat there and said, I'm gonna if I gotta sign a deal like this, I'm gonna go to where I believe is gonna be best for me. And Cora's gonna obviously give him every opportunity. He's probably gonna be at top of that lineup. And again, you got a big giant ass wall 210 feet away from you.
Yep.
105 feet away. Pop-ups to left field or off the wall. Majority of players, it's gonna rejuvenate his career.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna blame him for taking his talents and his trash cans to Fenway. I mean, it just makes total sense there. But yeah, now do the Yankees look? I'm sorry, we gotta sit here as Yankee fans and say now Boston is not the pushover that they were before. If anybody feels that way, go to their roster page and look at their depth chart and tell me you think they're just a walkover. Not at all. They have the better center fielder. We have the better right fielder, but Wilmer Abreu's not bad. If Wilmer Abreu had a great season, so can Dominguez give us what Abreu has? Because if not, Yoshida's still not a bad option at left. You go through the infield. You can make the you can make the argument. No, and you probably be right that they're nine. When you go 1 through 9, they got a better lineup than the Yankees. Not because they have Judge. I'm just saying when you go one by one, because we'll win them with Judge and probably Austin Wells and their catcher. But besides that, you can't tell me that.
I mean, third base is just and this is when it comes to those comparisons. You look at third base and it's a mess. It's and that's why I don't want to hear the bullshit. I don't want to hear the bullshit that it's February 11th, that nobody should panic. You had months to get an upgrade over DJ LeMahieu. I don't believe the nonsense that you couldn't find anybody. I don't believe it. The Yankees have pitching. You don't mean to tell me Clark Schmidt couldn't get you. And again, I'm not sitting here saying that's the move you should make. You don't think Clark Schmidt could have got you a controllable third baseman for years to come? No team would have bid on Clark Schmidt. Nobody? You don't think the Cardinals would have seriously considered? They just took Donovan to arbitration and he lost. You think he wants to be a Cardinal? You mean to tell me there was nothing on the table that team was like, there's nobody you have? Or Nico Horner. Clark Schmidt for Nico Horner makes a shit ton of sense.
Yeah, they love him over there and they wouldn't move him, but for controllable pitching the same amount of years, they probably would.
That's my
and I love and I really like Clark Schmidt.
Yes, I know there's time. I get there's time. But you had a long ass time already to get somebody better.
I don't know who Alex Beeman is, but Alex Beeman and Arson Just.
Alex Beeman.
I'm gonna get blocked by Heyman today because I'm gonna say
Alex Beeman.
I'm gonna comment on his post saying Alex Beeman joins Arson Judge for the Boston Blue Sox.
Boston Blue Sox.
But again, shout out to for Boston for waiting this late in the season to make that move. Maybe the Yankees were comfortable in being like, yeah, our adversaries didn't get better. Baltimore didn't do shit. Toronto hasn't done shit. Maybe we don't have to make any moves to win our division and to go. And now that changes because as much as we thought, like Houston made some sneaky moves, they're gonna be a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I mean, so we can't sit here and just think like the playoffs are given, man. And this is what I mean, man. This slightly lackadaisical. I'm not shitting on the pivot from Cashman. It's been good, but you're selling us with DJ fucking LeMahieu playing third.
We got not breaking news, but this is the guy I was telling you guys about, John Denton, who has been correct. And MLB always shouts him out the network. His update right here. The Bregman agrees with the Red Sox. Always Boston's preference over trading with St. Louis Cardinals third baseman Nolan Arenado. With the Red Sox out of the mix, the Cardinals expect to ramp up trade talks with the Yankees per source. I'm telling you, I don't know if the Yankees are negotiating through the media by saying they have no interest. Nolan Arenado makes the most fucking sense.
Maybe they don't want to look desperate.
Well, that's what it is, right? That maybe they're sitting there saying, "Hey, look, guys, when you go on today, just say we don't have interest in." Or they might even say, "Hey, guys, let's talk. We don't have interest in him." And that goes out there, and it's part of what it is, but. He's saying, look, and this guy has been very spot on. He's been the one that everybody's been turning to when it comes to Cardinals news. He is saying that the Yankees and Arenado, they're going to ramp up conversations. And let's be real, folks. I'll say it again, and I'll say it over and over again. Hell, I think I got this is why the U is amazing. Look at this right here. Take a look at this. There it is right there. This is what the Yankees infield and their roster would look like if the Yankees trade for Nolan Arenado. Arenado, Volpe, Jazz, Goldie. I don't give a shit what people think about 2026 or 2027. You just went to the World Series. If this is the move you make, I'm clapping for it. I'm saluting it. Go for it. Do it. Do it tonight.
Exactly. What are we waiting for? Like, again, you
do it tonight. Find a fucking trade for wait. What did you say his salary was? 17?
Arenado this year.
Arenado 17. What's his name? Stroman is 18 million. Nobody's going to take that entire thing. Good thing is you just had another pitcher come off the board at Pivetta, so that helps the Yankees in negotiations. The Yankees could still save $10 million from Marcus, pay down $8. you're not far off. I mean, if you're able to move Mark Leiter for something, that's $2 million plus. Like you said before, I mean, I like Trent Grisham, but Jesus, do you really need him? You could get somebody off waivers, anybody off waivers that can play
That's
center field.
exactly my point.
Somebody's going to be released mid-spring training towards the end of spring training.
I
So
hate
you
to
could
do
even
this
say, fuck
because
it, Everson Pereira. I mean, at this point, I mean, but what I mean is anybody. You can find that.
I hate because I mean Trent Grisham has done I think nothing wrong besides that bobble that one time when we were playing bad and he played.
Yeah.
The Mark DeRosa,
The great Mark DeRosa
Yes,
quote. I actually think I have it here.
You don't add enough value to our roster
Yes!
to present like that.
which we use for DJ, but that was really talking on about Trent Grisham. So is he really worth $5 million to play occasionally in the outfield?
Bro, no. Bro, he's not.
So-
He's Kev. He's not good enough. Honestly, what he said there, he doesn't add enough value. He really doesn't. He doesn't add enough value.
Yeah,
He just doesn't.
So I'm sorry, you can eat the 5 of Stroh to move him, and then just trade Grisham, and that evens it out. You're right under 17. You still have $1.5 million to play with if you want another reliever off waivers or sign another reliever. Do I think Mark Leiter Jr. was going to be decent this year? I do, but I mean, if you have to trade him, you could trade him as well. That's not a guy that I'm going to hold my breath for. So I'm sorry. I mean, the Yankees are still in a possible avenue where they can get a Nolan Arenado, and tomorrow the spaces are going to be insane because Nolan Arenado is loved by a lot of people that I know, and I'm just scared that he can turn into his bat hasn't been the greatest. But again, when you don't have to be the guy, maybe the change of scenery, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And
look, man, I said this the other day. I'll say it again.
Get Kevin Pillar for $1 million. But
if Nolan Arenado had the same year as last year, no Yankee fan is truly complaining.
Oh, fuck no.
Would you want to see? Look, he had 270.
Because it's more balanced. We had a bunch of
exactly. He's
Pete,
gonna. What would he bat? 7th?
Pete, we can sit here and say that Giancarlo, Judge, Jazz, and maybe even Jason,
Bro,
or Goldie 4, and maybe Jason. Let's say maybe with Jason. Those 4
cutting
guys
my
that I
face
mentioned,
off.
Judge is gonna have a 1-point OPS.
100%.
Then Giancarlo, Paul Goldschmidt, and Chaz could be over 800.
Yeah.
And even Goldie might. But if not, worst case scenario, I think you're gonna have Jason, Goldschmidt, Volpe, all those guys in the 700s, in the high 700s or mid 700s.
Correct.
We had a bunch of guys in the fucking 600s.
And look, at the end of the day, you got to look. Sometimes I know it sucks, but that could be the Yankees lineup. And look, the way I have it, I don't think he would. Knowing Aaron Boone, I think there was another update that I'm going to talk about. It just reminded me something. It just reminded me about something. I got a feeling the Yankees leadoff hitter might be Jazz. I don't know why I say.
I don't like it because then we're taking away
that.
the base stealing.
And you know why I don't like that either? They're gonna go Jazz, Judge, Belly, and I hate it. I hate it.
You're taking away what makes Jazz, and that's the ability to steal. And in the World
he
Series,
also got popped too.
Yes, and the World Series, he's the reason why we came back in Game 1 because he stole second and stole first. He's a fucking menace. You can't put him in front of Judge and hold him back. Jason is an occasion. He can steal good enough, but Jason gets on. If Judge gets out, you're not going to be afraid of sending Jason anymore. But you having, and he runs very well too. So
yeah,
you having Jazz there, you're taking away those stolen bases. Jazz is going to have a 30-30 season if he hits in the middle of the order.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's what I've been predicting for a while for Jazz. But Jazz didn't talk. I forgot what it was on. It was on a podcast or something along those lines. And apparently, too, some of his money's deferred, by the way, with the Boston Red Sox. I'll see if that updates, but some of it is deferred, according to John Heyman. But Jazz basically came out and said that he's returning to his old position. So he already said, I'm the second baseman of the Yankees. He's come out and said that already. He also, which I found weird, he said it's going to be very nice to go to the ballpark every day at Yankee Stadium. And he said, know where I'm playing, but he also said, know where I'm hitting, which I thought was kind of strange because if you're leading off, that's a prime position where somebody will say, hey, look, we got you penciling as the leadoff hitter this year. then somebody's it's usually not going to hear, hey, we got you penciled in at number 5 this year. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. It's like, why would you, what do you even got to tell me that?
Harrison Bader talked about that. He never knew where he was hitting. That's not good. You
Never.
can't prepare yourself mentally. You can't visualize. You can't have positive, like all that stuff that you do. I'm sorry. Some guys are into that. They meditate in the morning. They visualize stuff that they're gonna do. And you can't, if you don't know where the fuck you're hitting, you know if you're playing or not, it's not gonna help. So yeah, to that point, man, I just hope that they do give Jason the shot at leadoff. It's not a lot.
That's what I want.
His plate discipline is great because he's going to give you a good AB before Judge. As much as I love Jazz, he does strike out a little bit and a little bit more than what I like, and he does swing at some pitches that I just scratch my head off. But I love Jazz. I'm just saying, for a leadoff position, you want a guy who's going to battle at bats, be more disciplined, and I think that's Jason. And I don't want to take Jazz's explosiveness and stealing base power from out of the middle of the order. I really do like that. It is going to be interesting seeing Nolan where he's going to hit in the order. The order that you put, do you still keep him at 8?
That's interesting, man. And the reason why I said maybe they then would move Dominguez down because that way you get Nolan up there a little bit higher. You could have the 7, 8, and 9 be maybe Dominguez, Wells, Volpe, which is what they could do, and then have him hitting 6th. I could see the Yankees doing something like that, but let's be real. He's not going to be a 2, a 3, a 4, probably even a 5 hitter for the Yankees. So you're looking at a guy that's more towards the end of that lineup that if he did have the same type of year he had, and of course I think everybody would hope more for 2023 than 2024, but there's some things he not too much things he did better, but he hit a little better. He had a little bit better of an on-base percentage last year than the previous year. Had a lot more power in 2023. But the one thing you also got to remember, ever since I was going to say Yandy Diaz, my God. Ever since Yadi Molina left and he left the St. Louis Cardinals, you even got guys like Jim Edmonds saying, I don't even recognize the organization anymore. Who knows? Who knows how Nolan's going to react to maybe coming to a team like the Yankees that just went to the World Series? Does that mean I'm saying he's going to cook and he's all of a sudden going to be a 25-plus homer guy and hit 300? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
He can repeat what he did last year. And that's what
let's be real. Who would have shocked you more that has a better year, him or DJ?
That's what you have to look at.
That's what I've been telling people. At this point, that's what you look at. Who's the better guy?
Listen, I didn't love when I first saw Nolan, I didn't love the $30 million that he was going to cost, 30 and then 30 again and then 15. But he reconstructed at some point, I don't know when, and he deferred that money from St. Louis. So he's only making 17. He's making 17, then 12, and then 15 this third year. So that's not bad. That's not bad for a guy whose defense, we can say that's been the best defensive third baseman in baseball for the last 10 plus years. Is
by far, he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. I mean, I got it pulled up right here. I mean, look at the range. I mean, he's top 95 percentile in range. So the one certainty you're getting is you're arguably getting the best defensive third baseman in baseball if the Yankees do make this deal. Now, again, if anybody's just joining, John Denton, who has been all over the Arenado news, basically comes out and says what we were kind of alluding to, that you would assume it's kind of the Yankees now or who the hell else. And he comes out and just says from a source from the Cardinals, the Yankees are the team that they're going to up conversations now. And I'm more than certain Nolan has said I would like to be moved before the first full day of camp. I mean, it would make sense. I want to get used to my new organization. Let me get out of here before that. And there was a rumor that I heard last week that this coming week is when they believe he would be moved. So you could get Nolan news tomorrow. You could get it on Friday. But I do think Nolan Arenado news is coming pretty soon. And you can see how now the Cardinals are even more so backed up against the wall to try to make a move here because they have been very unwilling to pay down his contract. Now they might be at a point where they could say, hey, Yankees, give us a good offer and we'll pay down even more so. Mm-hmm. And that could be the other way around. And not that, hey, we got to take a salary. Well, we don't want to do that. What we'll do is if you give us a decent prospect or two, we'll pay the salary down quite a bit, a lot more than we wanted before. to get a deal done, but at least we're getting something halfway decent back. What if it's an Everson Pereira?
I don't care. I mean, you can fuck. You can send whoever you want over there.
I mean, look at the Yankees outfield.
It's a
at this
salary
point.
dump. It's not going to be much. No,
Exactly.
If we move Grisham, I don't think it'll be Pereira because he's the only outfield that we probably have ready. But it could be anybody else, man. It could be any.
That's what I'm saying. There is salary that could be moved. I mean, from what we're talking here, we're talking what? Marcus is $18 million. I'm not saying move all that, but Trent Grisham is $5 million. Mark Leiter is 2 point something. So
it could be Peraza.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. You'd have potential there. I think that's a great trade for the Cardinals. Give me Peraza. Give me Peraza. Give me
and somebody
a
else.
third baseman immediately.
He's
that
ready
we
right away
feel
to
we
play.
could throw, or he could play short, third or short. He's ready immediately. You could sell your fan base on. Look, we're getting a kid that's 23 or 24. Cost control for multiple years still. We think there's a lot there, and maybe he takes off for St. Louis. That's very, to me, that would be smart of the St. Louis Cardinals to make a move like that.
Correct.
Him and Mark Leiter. Cardinals like getting guys that play for the Cubs. Why not?
And Mark Leiter seems to find something. We're going to see this year. I mean, he looked very good in the playoffs. I'm not going to take that away from him. I still don't think you should have asked for an extra $500,000 in arbitration. That's kind of the guy, the numbers you provided.
Yeah, I mean,
brother,
what the hell was he thinking for real? When he looked at his stats this year, what was he truly thinking? It's nuts. It's nuts.
The balls of this guy. Look at the balls. I gotta give you the balls on this guy. Which one is it? This one? No. That's giving me some of the pain. Is this? Let me see.
I mean, I can listen to that.
His very first move as the executive was to sign Lamar Odom, who was on crack.
I just love that soundbite. I mean, it's just. Listen, guys, we got 312. Smack that like, hit that sub. We're talking about Bregman to Boston. Shout out if you're a Red Sox fan, if you want to troll a little bit. Yeah. But it's like we're basically giving you props because it's like you guys got a lot better. Sneaky move right before spring training. Getting that, seeing that the Yankees didn't move much, trying to take the division and understanding that they have. The AL has a window right now. Let's maximize it. Why not? Now they can trade Casas and even get a better somewhere else, either bullpen wise, starter wise. Again, Casas is a nice chip that they can trade now. You have Devers at first, who's probably gonna go to first. Let's just see what the Boston does. If he's gonna play second, I don't think so, but it's gonna be very interesting to see, man. I don't think how you. And I'm sorry, and Carita is what they call Devers. When it comes to Bregman, you can't sit there and tell me that you're not going to move from third. It's Alex Bregman.
He has to.
It's Alex Bregman. He's a much better third baseman than you. You got to take first.
I could see maybe he really does play second, but
that's crazy though.
I threw this on the screen right here because I'm trying to let Yankee fans understand something. It is a comparison between Nolan Arenado. I made this a couple days ago, and I did my video on it. William Henry says, "Yep, Devers staying at third base." But the comparison here, look at this, folks. Again, I'll just go over this. Compared to DJ LeMahieu, who, let's be honest here, he's probably the starter right now for the Yankees. Let's just keep it. Let's keep it $150 here. 2.5 WAR to negative 1.6, 272 average to 204 average, 101 OPS plus to 51, 325 on base percentage to 269, outs above average, 9 for Nolan, 5 for DJ LeMahieu. Folks, this is not a hard decision.
Put it up one more time. Put it up one more time. DJ LeMahieu, look at that.
Give me some of the pain and let me die.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh man, I tell you what.
Listen, I had a cousin of mine named Arenado. He had a moped. He had a dreadlocks. I mean, not dreadlocks. What you call it? A mullet. And that boy, he was famous. Arenado. Arenado. Yeah, man. Shout out to the chat. 300 strong. Smack that like. Hit that sub. I know you guys are joining us now because of the Bregman news. And are the Yankees really going to roll with DJ now?
No, it's going to be Nolan. If I had to make a prediction right now, this is obviously no source. Nolan's going to be a Yankee to me within the next 2 to 3 days, if not sooner than that.
Let me make a call.
Oh, shit.
Arenado. Let me speak to Arenado right quick, right there. Let me see what they had that boy right there. Arenado, by any chance, you know a Nolan? But instead of Arenado, it's Arenado. Nolan. No, he does not sell crack. Hold on. The feds is listening to me, man. I'm live right now. What the hell you talking about crack on? You don't know no Nolan Arenado? Well, find out with Jimmy if you know somebody coming back. All
This is his friend Arenado, by the way. Arenado, does he know Arenado? Darius says, I still don't see it happening. I don't know how. I'll be honest. I don't know how. Rocket Man says, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Hey, yo.
everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party. So yeah, that's just up.
Luka going to the Diddy parties. Hey.
Hey, yo.
Facts, Pete.
My
Boston indirectly
God.
forced Cashman's hand. Yeah, William. Shout out to you and your Boston.
You know,
whatever thoughts.
I don't, like I said before, I did find it kind of odd when Andy Martino came out and said the Yankees never considered Nolan Arenado. I don't know if I could believe that. I don't know if I could believe that. And look, maybe the ask that the Cardinals were asking for, the Yankees sat back and were like, yeah, we're not doing that. But has that changed now? Has Nolan's demand basically, hey, look, man, you know, I've done my job here. I've tried to do whatever I can. This is not where I want to be anymore. I think we all know that. We all agree on that. I want to be moved to the point of the Cardinals are now maybe open to saying, hey, we thought we had a deal with Boston. Let's try to make a deal. Maybe we got to pay a little more of that deal. Let's make it happen.
And that's what's gonna remain to be seen. Let's see. I mean, maybe it's better for the Yankees for that deal. I mean, it's not obviously better that the division got a more competitive, but it could be better that now the St. Louis doesn't really have much of a market, but the Yankees. And kind of. I saved that for later, bro. Don't worry about it. I was just, my thing froze, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" But yeah,
That's worse than the Francis one.
I'll make once I get my weird face, I'm gonna add all three of us. But yo, Scott Horwitz says that I'm a mess. Man, listen, man, we gotta have fun. I mean, at the end of the day, there's not much. It hasn't been much news for the Yankees since shit went. We got Tim Hill, okay, but besides that, it's like we kind of knew Tim Hill was coming back. And we really wanted Tim Hill to come back. But yeah, man, it's just the Yankees are on the clock now. Cashman is. I mean, you can't sell this fan base that you're gonna go and roll with DJ LeMahieu at third. I mean, right now Cashman is just he's probably just eating ice cream. He's probably having a gluten-free ice cream right now, sitting on his couch with his in Tampa with his feet up, watching Severance on Apple TV. Shout out to those guys. I love that show. Watching Severance and his phone is blowing up. Bregman to the Red Sox. He's like, God fucking damn it. Now he's on the clock.
You know, the other thing too that I talked about on All Rise this morning, I said that the deal when they signed Cookie, that could also be an idea that's an easy replacement to add another to move a starter.
It's just a depth piece.
And I also didn't say it was Stroman. I just said to move a starter. You could have had that done at any time, no matter who it was. Cookie could be a guy like that. Because remember, it's not just Cookie. It's Cookie. It's Warren. It's JT Brubaker. It's Chase Hampton, who's healthy now. The Yankees have guys that are going to be in AAA. We're not saying guys from A-ball or AA to get called up. They're guys that are just a beater. They're a call away that they could come up immediately and fill in that role. So I think it's very, very possible that Marcus Stroman will be involved in this deal at this point if nothing could happen. And it balances shit out a lot easier. And if that's the easy way to go about it, maybe it's Stroman and a prospect going there to make it work. But that shit, you go back to the beginning of when there was rumors about this. I said the only way I consider is if it's Stroman involved. Then it makes sense. Then I would potentially look to do it.
And if they're bitching about the vesting, then be like, all right, so we'll do this.
Please, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You can't control him to throw on the 140. The guy breaks down every second half. That's it.
That is true. He sits around 130 innings last couple of years. So, and you're right.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Shout out to Scott Horwitz with the super chat.
That move.
Cashman, get on the damn phone now.
Damn. He
man,
wants Cashman on the phone right now. Damn, and he ain't gonna wait for the son bitch.
Shout out to
David
Scott Lewis.
Douglas with the super chat goes, what if Cashman goes all out and gets Donovan? Nah, I don't see that. Donovan's gonna stay, even though Donovan's probably disgusted right now. Poor guy.
I mean, how is he at second? Because he plays
Donovan?
second and outfield,
He's good.
right?
He's good at second base. Yeah, second, outfield, third base. He plays third also.
So I mean, that's
I think third base is actually one of his best positions.
flexibility that the Yankees do like, and it gives you that leadoff hitter that you've been searching for.
He'd be the perfect leadoff hitter.
And he doesn't have to cut his hair and shave.
He would. He would. Yep. He would have to cut his hair and shave. You're right. He has to do both. Speaking of this being the conversation of today's episode, Arenado's fine. He fits right in.
No, Ronaldo has a little chin strap, I think, going
He does.
on.
A little
but that's not
something,
much.
Yeah.
But Donovan would definitely have to make a makeover there. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the Yankees do. But yeah, 100% Cashman's on the clock. Shout out to everybody joining us here. And is he gonna make the move? I think St. Louis is kind of backed into a corner, and the Yankees love this type of shit because they didn't have to. They got the Cubs to eat some of Bellinger's because it was kind of the same situation. So let's see what happens. I think you're right. I think now as a Yankee fan, you have to like the chances of Nolan coming over. But I mean, it would not really surprise me if the Yankees are dead hard-headed and saying we're not going to move unless you take Stroman or we're not eating none of Stroman's contract, which would be asinine and ass backwards.
And my thing, maybe like I said before, that this could very well be, and you got a lot of Yankee fans on Twitter saying that Boston's now the favorites in the AL East, which
and can you argue with that?
I disagree with that still. I think the Yankees
but it's debatable.
Oh, it's a fair comment. Don't get me wrong. It's a fair comment. Joseph adds, let's get Mr. Arenado before the weekend. I think there's a possibility. I think there's a possibility that look, guys,
that's super long weekend on the Lincoln.
No, imagine if Nolan pulls up in a Lincoln. Forget about it.
I tell you what, to be my best friend from day one.
The only reason why I'm a little more confident now is Bregman goes to the targeted team that was most interested in apparently having the most conversations, that being the Red Sox.
Yep.
With him being gone now, they have been told Nolan Arenado is going to be traded. This has been long known here this offseason. One of the earliest names in the offseason. Very long. Really long.
Super long. As long as my truck, my Lincoln in that backspace. You fit a couple dead bodies back there, tell you that much. Funny story in that Italian, that was a joke. He said, you can fit a couple bodies back here if you wanted to. And I said, I got a couple Gators I could definitely fill up in the back of that Lincoln, tell you that much. But
I think I got a comment for the very long. Wait a second. Hey, yo.
Okay.
Hold on, Brophy sent me this earlier, and I promised him I'm going to try to find a way to use it, and I actually think I could.
Is it an audio?
Believe it or not, yeah, this is actually the best place to use it. I just hope I can find a damn video now.
So guys, right now it's 300 watts. Oh, go ahead. 300 watts, and I'm going to keep it like this tonight.
Oh shit! Hold on.
What the hell's wrong with you, Pete?
Concessions to any of it, or do you expect to be the Cy Young version of yourself in 25?
No, wait, that's not it. That's not it. Where is it?
That's Cole. Cole World. Shout out to Cole. The best pitcher in the AL East. I don't care what anybody damn game. The best pitcher in the game. Don't disrespect Cole. All right.
Did it go away? I feel like he took it away.
Oh damn it!
Or it might have been before that. Let me double check.
Brophy, what do you do, bro?
This is so off now, but everybody remember that he said long. There it is. No, that's not it. I think this is it.
All right, Pete's having a Sterling moment.
No, that's not it either.
Somebody said long. How long?
Here it is. Got it.
It's large. It's very large.
It wasn't even long.
I'm gonna tell you what, brother.
It was large. Okay,
that
large.
would be a very, very nice clip. Every time my man Garrett Cole pitches a shutty or pitches a nice one, you could be.
I'm gonna use it, baby.
A very large win tonight.
I'm gonna use it. Rocket Man says $50. Wake up tomorrow. Arenado traded to the Yankees. I don't know if it's gonna be that soon.
$50. I'm gonna take a shit in the next 3 hours. I tell you that much.
You're gonna win that bet. Whoever's making that bet. Ah, they're gonna win it.
Very large. Yo, send me that, please. 'Cause that is
Very large,
hilarious.
and I'll
Bro.
send it
I'm
to
not
you.
gonna lie. That
I'll
is
send it to
funny,
you.
bro. Shout out to Garrett Cole and the New York Yankees and their unclean shaven faces.
Oh, folks, I tell you what, everybody, here's a picture of Laddie.
Why don't you show a picture of the possible manager the New York Yankees may be looking into if it's not Baron Boone?
Who? Oh shit! I don't know if I can't pull that up here though.
You can't? I can send it to you through Discord, and then can you pull it up?
No, hold on. Actually, matter of fact, no, I can pull up Discord right here.
No,
Future
but
manager of the Yankees.
I don't think you sent it through Discord.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's right. I got it right here. What am I talking about? My God, I sent it to you. You bunch of animals. Let me see.
Guys, the possible new manager for the New York Yankees.
Here it goes.
And he drives a Lincoln and a Cadillac.
There he is.
There he is, guys. Hold on. Don't take him off yet. Wait.
You're weak.
You imagine DJ LeMahieu doesn't hustle down to first base? This is what he's gonna beat me in the dugout.
You're weak. You're out of control, and you become an embarrassment to yourself and everybody else.
Yes. Oh, that's the type of guy we need. Imagine the ejections from him.
You imagine like the Glaber situation. You're gonna play third, and Glaber's like, "No, I play second." He walks up to him and says, "The boss said you're playing third. You're fucking playing third base."
You gotta play third. Shit. Let me tell you something. He's gonna play third, all right. There's no doubt about that. He is gonna friggin' play third. We got a couple of super chats here. Frank Ryan. We got Bregman. Let me get you a breakfast sandwich in the AM. Let's get this rivalry going again, boys. Let me tell you something, my brother. With the price of eggs, bacon, egg, and cheeses are a lot more than $4.99, fam. And I want myself a bacon, egg, and cheese, damn it. Scotty Horowitz says, if Nolan goes to the Dodgers, I confront Friedman. You know, here's the other thing I'm going to say about Hal real quick. Fuck the 301. Forget the 301 at this point. The Boston Red Sox just made a big move. I don't give a poot. Arenado's better than what we got. Go get the friggin' guy.
Well, we got to find out. We got to keep, we got to keep running him out there. He's earned that. He's earned that. And where we are right now, roster wise, like we got to give that opportunity to unlock it. And if we can do that, then obviously we know we've got a really good hitter on our hands.
Shut up! Shut up, Boone! Enough is enough!
Pete, we have a really good hitter in our hands.
We know we got to be better. Okay?
I mean, listen, this is from a year ago, and I am not surprised if I wouldn't have to recut a new version of it because this is the same rinse and repeat shit that we see time and time again. So
they've said for 3 years that he's finally healthy. 3 years they said the same thing, and they say it like nobody remembers. Oh, he's healthy now, but wasn't he? He was healthy last year. You know.
What?
He's healthy. Okay.
Half of Soto's money is eggs.
That'd be a smart deal. I'll tell you the truth. That would be a smart freaking deal right now for him.
Oh, man. The Soto deal included 500 eggs a month for his diet. Boston just signed Bregman. Yeah, we talked about it, Angel.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, man, we've been live now. This is what the U does. We've been live for over 2 hours.
Yes,
obviously, we were literally wrapping up the show, by the way.
Bomb.
Yeah, we were wrapping up the show. We were done, and then the Bregman news happened, and that obviously leads to some Arenado stuff. You Mama says Arenado made some mechanical adjustments towards the end of the year, and his hard hit percentage went up. Frank Ryan says Max Fried over Garrett Crochet, whatever the hell his name is. Crochet, Little, bullshit.
Crochet is what I'm going to call him.
Crochet? Is that his name, Crochet?
I'm going to call him Crochet. Man, the rivalry's on, man.
I love it.
The rivalry's on. I'm calling
my
man Crochet, bro. I don't give a shit.
Look, I like everybody knows I'm a fan of Alex. I tell people who I'm a fan of. I don't give a poot if you don't like it or not. Look, Juan Soto's still my favorite player outside the New York Yankees. I don't give a poot what anybody says. Alex Cora is one of my favorite managers. Mendy's one of my favorite managers. Okay? That's all I'm going to say.
You are fake news.
Rizzo to Mexico.
Pues Rizzo, tenemos a Anthony Rizzo ahora batiendo primera base, güey. No manches.
Frank Quotez says, can the Yankees get another manager? No.
We just talked. Frank, didn't you see the possible Yankee manager? Just think about it if that could happen, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh man, what an amazing what a day, folks.
What a
day,
great night.
And yeah, we're gonna see what happens here, folks. But
Cashman, you're on the clock, because if not, get ready, because Boston got ready. They understand the AL is wide open, and there's only one thing time to do once spring training is over, because it's
time to play the game.
Shout out to Big Mark. I love Mark. That's my guy, man. John Henry's wife just posted this.
I mean,
smoke.
even listen. I'm
Everything's
not gonna
social media nowadays.
I'm not gonna toot their horn too much, because that guy has been criticized a lot for not spending for a couple of years now.
There's been multiple times he should have spent.
Again, they understand that there is a window and they want to maximize it right now, and I think it's a smart move. Even though you're gonna probably face the mighty Dodgers in the World Series, but
Kev, it's a good lineup, Kev.
But you're gonna be there.
Kev, I'm looking at it right now. They got him at second base. Is the projection right now? It's a good lineup.
Who's playing short?
Story is had it where they got it right now. Duran, Devers, Bregman, which I don't know if I like. You know what I would do? Oh, no, they're both lefties. I can see why they would do that. I would do Duran, Devers, Bregman, and just move everybody down a little bit. But anyway.
But if Story's not healthy, so then Wilmer Barrow. No, Wilmer Barrow's playing right. Who's playing left?
Who's Rafaela plays short too, right?
Yeah, so Rafaela will play short.
So they probably move somebody else, whoever the hell they'll do that. But
no,
Duran,
if they keep Casas too, bro.
Casas ain't going nowhere. There's no way they're gonna trade him. Doesn't make sense. Not right now. It doesn't. To me, you keep him. You keep everybody in this lineup and put the best potential offense out there. Duran, Devers, Bregman, Casas, Story, Yoshida, Abreu, Wong, Rafael. Let me tell you something. When Wilyer Abreu is your number 7 hitter and Rafael is your number 9, you got a good lineup. You got a really good lineup. That's a really formidable lineup. Not saying the Yankees don't have a formidable. I think the Yankees have a good lineup. I do. If you add Bregman, if you add Nolan Arenado and you replace that with what you expect from DJ LeMahieu, which is shit. I mean, it's dog shit. They got a good team. They got a team that also puts the ball in play and doesn't strike out. So, yeah, I like it.
I told you.
I like it. I still like the Yankees lineup, but Boston.
Oh no, yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and
AL East just got better. Remember, the Yankees added pitching, so let's see if pitching beats offense. We're gonna find out.
We are gonna find out, guys. And shout out to everybody.
I forgot Smack that like. Tyler O'Neill also to Baltimore.
Got to 200.
Forgot about that. Tyler O'Neill went to Baltimore. I forgot that.
But they lost Santander, so that's kind of a wash.
True. And well, I think they're moving in. Aren't they moving in left field? I think I saw somewhere that they're messing with the dimensions again.
They are again.
What a way to destroy a beautiful ballpark. That stadium looks so much better before that dumbass wall in left field.
Yes, and now they're moving it back. They're going back on what they said. I want to be
taking the wall down, or are they just leaving the wall up and just moving it in?
Who knows what the fuck they're going to do?
Take the friggin' wall down. It looks dumb as shit.
What I will say is, I want to be on record because I believe the Citi Field will bring their wall in even more in right field after this year.
After Soto plays a bit of defense in right field, they're going to move that wall in. I guarantee it. You're going to love the way you look. I guarantee it.
Can't believe they made them stop saying that.
I don't know.
They got sued. People didn't guarantee it. That's why they stopped saying that, because people used to sue them.
Did they stop saying that? I had no idea. I love that commercial. I love the end of it.
Because
the way you look.
I guarantee it, because people were saying that they don't, and they guaranteed it. Isn't it wild that people will take the time to sue you for not liking the way they look because you said it on a commercial? It's kind of insane, bro. The world we live in. That's what you got to get yourself a goddamn Lincoln. And I'll tell you,
gotta drive a nice Lincoln, because when you take your Johnson out in the Lincoln, ain't nothing better than.
All right, it's over. Said.
Yeah, we're done.
No, I'm saying that's his name. It's over. Says, while the Red Sox owners has balls, he like the AL Al Capone.
What?
Our Yankees owner Hal is soft and counting how many yachts he has. I don't know. I just wanted to.
Don't compare Jim Henry to Al Capone. Al Capone had so much friggin' money, it's not even funny. And trust me, Big Al would have spent it. Big Al would have spent his money like a madman. And let me tell you something, he would also make sure deals got done, all right? Because if it didn't, heads were going to be cracked. So, you know.
All right, guys, we'll be here. Is there anything tomorrow?
As of right now, no, but I'm pretty sure. I feel like it's almost a certainty we'll probably get some sort of Nolan Arenado update tomorrow somewhere. But the only thing we have right now is John Denton again, who's been all over the Nolan Arenado news, and what he says is that he believes that they're gonna apparently, according to him, from a source, looks like that's the move they believe could be happening.
I thought the
Agus?
I thought I thought you guys might do the new what is it, from the farm to the.
Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Well, we're going to do that by the end of next week, the latest.
Okay, but for sure, 280 in here. Speed always goes live at night. If there's news, we're definitely going to be here. But if not, we're trying to see if we could get the three amigos for Friday for Bronx or nothing. But if not, probably me and Pete will try to get on for a little bit. But yeah, man. Appreciate everybody in there. Smack that like, hit that sub. Guys, if you're on Twitter, on Instagram, add NYY Underground. You'll find me on videos there. Just add me after that as well. And yeah, let's put some pressure on these Yankees, man. Cashman, you're on the clock, man. You can't let Boston become anywhere near what they are already, if not further than what the Yankees team is right now. So
yep.
Look at that lineup now, and you sit there and tell me that 1 through 5 you feel better with our lineup. Of course, we have Judge, and Judge is great, and we're not taking anything away from him. But when you have Duran, Devers, Bregman, and Casas, it's pretty damn good lineup, man. Pretty good 1 through 4.
By the way, I have no idea who this guy is, so I don't like to shout out people I don't know, and I'm probably not even gonna shout this out. Let me see what he's said. I mean, he seems like he's been pretty damn accurate on a couple of these.
Nolan news. Yankees are already over there.
You probably see what I'm doing. I don't know who this guy is, so I hate putting stuff like, I'm not gonna put it out there, but it's an account. It looks like he was on the Tigers' offer of 6 years, 170, which may have come out after. I really don't know, but I don't know who this guy is. But he's apparently saying that they're picking up steam with an Arenado deal. So I'm not verifying any of this. I don't know how true any of that is. I have no clue who this guy is. But yeah, would it shock me? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't shock me one bit. I almost am coming to expect that he's going to be the third baseman for the Yankees. If I had to guess, I think it's Nolan Arenado. I think the Cardinals will have their backs against the wall and they have to make a move. And that's probably where the Yankees have wanted them to be. Because now it's going to be very easy for Cashman to say, here's my demands. If you make that, we'll have a deal. And I think it's going to be hard for them to back away from that. They got to take a loss almost, is where they're at right now.
Yeah. And hopefully we get our picture of our owner smoking a cigar. Hey man, Hal went to 760 and that was pretty dope. But I mean, that's been my whole point this last 2 weeks, is that the Yankees should carry themselves as the Yankees and shut people up. And this is a perfect opportunity and an easy opportunity at that. You got to figure it out. Don't tell me you can't move Stroman or whatever the case may be. And if you have to move Grisham, $5 million for a guy who's going to play 150 to 200 innings in the outfield is not worth it. I'm sorry. So let's get the ball rolling, man. You're on the clock. You know for sure it's not going to be a fun season if Bregman is going to be over there and the Yankees have DJ LeMahieu playing at third. It's just they're gonna be comparing that shit all the fucking time.
That's right. All right, guys. So again, I always give you guys my commitment tomorrow. I'll be here all day for you guys. I'll cancel some stuff that I had planned because I want to make sure that I am here for dude looks like the guy from Star Trek, whatever the hell his name was again. That had the little visor over his eyes. But I'll be here for you guys all day tomorrow. If there is Nolan Arenado news that breaks, I got it completely covered for you guys, and we will be here. So you don't have to go anywhere else. You know where to go. Right here at NYYU, we'll have it covered for you. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining us for almost 2 hours and 15 minutes tonight. Really appreciate you guys. By the way, Christian is not feeling well. He has a bit of the flu. So that's why there was no NYYST tonight, and me and Kev decided that we'd jump on. And look, it was well worth it. We got breaking news. We got some stuff happening with the Yankees potentially. So it was really good. But with that being said, guys, we out of here, baby. Until next time.
Adios.
Catch you guys later. Peace.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I've been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way downtown, but the shit's still wet.